we welcome you high above Frank B. Fuhr Field at Allegheny in Meadville, Pennsylvania, as the Carnegie Mellon Tartans are in town for prime time action on KDKA Plus between CMU and Allegheny. Hi, everyone, and we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. I'm Austin Bechtel, joined alongside Donnie Chadrick. Great to be with you, man. And Robert Mangino, the third member of our crew, will join us in just a moment. A surprising loss for Carnegie Mellon last week against Grove City, a Grove City team that is undefeated, pulled off a victory against W&J today. Carnegie Mellon now looking to try to get back in the win column. Yeah,
and you have to imagine, Austin, that CMU coming into this matchup with Allegheny, it's honestly just bad news for Allegheny because you're getting a CMU team that we haven't seen in more than 2 seasons, a team that's coming off a loss. That doesn't happen with them very often.
Now, the other side for Allegheny, a team that has started to find a little bit of a groove, now 2-2 overall. What do you see from the Gators?
The Gators, they can put some points up. They have a quarterback who has over 1,000 yards. He has 8 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. They can run the football a little bit, but I don't know if they'll go with that sort of air-it-out offense tonight against the CMU defense.
It starts for Carnegie Mellon on the defensive side of the ball and one of the best playmakers in the entire PAC.
Yeah, and Robert Corey, the man in the middle, that has to be the guy you highlight. He's one of the captains on this squad. He was a captain last season. 35 total tackles already this year, 1.5 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, a fumble recovery. He pretty much just does it all. He mans the middle. He's the quarterback of that defense at middle linebacker. His brother Tommy, a pretty good player too.
And his key goal is going to be to stop the quarterback of Allegheny, the senior Jack Johnson.
Yeah, Jack Johnson, the 6'3", 195-pound senior. This season, he's put up some pretty good numbers. 61% completion percentage, over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. He has taken care of the football for the most part, which will be a huge key tonight with how good that Tartans defense is at taking it away.
That'll be a huge key. What are some other keys to watch out for Carnegie Mellon and Allegheny to secure a victory?
Well, I think for CMU, it starts with getting the ball to Joey McGinnis. They have that package. It's called Slash. They put it in around the goal line. It's kind of like what the Philadelphia Eagles do. If Joey McGinnis has the football in his hands, it's more than likely he will score. He has 6 touchdowns in 9 attempts this year. He was 5 for 5 before that loss last week to Grove City. The other thing, let the defense do its thing for CMU because, like I said, they can take it away at all 3 levels and make plays at all 3 levels. For Allegheny, slow it down. The offense is going to want to stay out there as much as possible. You want to keep the CMU offense off the field. They are going to use 38, 39 out of that 40 seconds every single time and just take advantage of this atmosphere. It's a night game. It's homecoming. There's going to be a little bit more juice on that Allegheny sideline and in the crowd.
Carnegie Mellon at 3-1. Allegheny at 2-2. Looking to get over 500 at home on homecoming night. Primetime action coming up next in the PAC on KDKA Plus.
What keeps you moving? Is it your grandkids learning to ride a bike? Or Fido wanting to go for walks? At Washington Health System Center for Orthopedic Excellence, our highly trained team offers a wide variety of services, all tailored to your specific needs. Don't let pain or injury stop you any longer. Choose Washington Health System for your orthopedic care and take your first steps towards recovery and a healthier, more active life.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoy world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails, and one-of-a-kind food items. Celebrate an Allegheny win with the newest fall cocktail, Gator Juice. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than the Voodoo Production Facility and Event Space for your next event. For more information, visit VoodooBrewery.com.
Welcome back to Allegheny College as the Gators will receive the ball. But first, let's send it down the field and Robert Mangino.
I talked to Coach Schleyer before the game just moments ago. He said a couple of things are key. One, they have to play their game. They have to control the ball. Keep this defense that he says is one of the top 5, if not the best defense in the entire country, contained, and especially special teams. Don't take one play off. Fellas?
And we'll see how the Allegheny offense starts out with the ball first. David Williams as well as Jaden Thorne are back to return it as we're underway from Allegheny. Primetime football on KDKA Plus as the ball bounces into the end zone for a touchback, and brings out Jack Johnson, the senior 6'3", 195-pound quarterback from Massachusetts, out onto the field with a plethora of weapons for Allegheny, led by wide receiver Declan O'Brien, one of the top receivers in all of D3 football.
Yeah, Declan O'Brien, 42 receptions this year, Austin, 614 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's the top target, but the reason this CMU defense is always so good, they seem to find a way to take that best player on the opposing offense completely out of the game plan.
Trey Worship lines up as the running back, standing to the right of Johnson. Ball at the 25-yard line after the touchback on the opening kickoff. Carnegie Mellon and Allegheny. Pleased to be alongside with you here tonight. First primetime matchup here. CBS News Pittsburgh. Rolling out far side, pass is caught. And out of bounds on the reception as Adrian Williams makes the tackle. Catch made by Austin Williams, the tight end, his 23rd grab of the year. Now on the opposite side for Carnegie Mellon defensively, it starts and ends with Thomas and Robert Corey, two of the best players defensively in program history. Mitchell Stokey also on the defensive line. Eric Heffel. Thor Trulson, yes, his first name is Thor. For the all-name team, Donnie, he definitely is on it. Can't stop laughing. Thor, fantastic name.
Yeah, Coach Ryan Larson very excited about what he can offer this year. He was injured last year, but the 6'5" DN ready to get back to it.
Johnson's pass is complete. Second down and 8 pass to Miller on the reception as Kevin Arcia forces him out of bounds. Going to be a couple of yards short of a first. Makes his way to the 33.
And Arcia back into the lineup. It is Jackson LaJoy missing the game tonight. He appeared to be a game-time decision, but Kevin Arcia, the 5'9" senior from Doral Academy in Florida, back into that defense. He has 2 interceptions on the season, so a lot of these guys on the CMU defense, they have a knack for taking away the football.
Third down and 2, pistol formation for Johnson. Worship the back. Carnegie Mellon showing pressure up the middle. Handoff goes up the middle. Worship fighting his way forward, needs the 35, looks to have gotten it. Got every inch he needed to pick up the first down of the game.
And it was 3rd and a couple. This is normally tough. It's a very heavy CMU front, defensive front, but Allegheny able to get the push there. And credit to Worship, the extra effort gets that first down.
Made his way to the 36-yard line. Similar type formation, 2 receivers far side, 2 to the near side with Worship the back in the pistol. Johnson now with a check to the sideline, ball on the far side hash. Worship, the senior, 5'8", from East Cleveland, Ohio. Gets the carry. Second carry in a row for Worship. Fights his way and pushes the pile forward towards the 40-yard line. A solid pickup on first down of 4 yards.
Yeah, and you have to be happy if you're head coach Braden Layer of the Allegheny Gators. You're getting a pretty good push from your guys up front. That offensive line, a huge task tonight because of how big and how heavy and how versatile that CMU front 7 is. We talked about 2 of the guys in the middle, the Corey brothers, Robert and Thomas. Those guys are great, but you have a lot of heavy hitters up front as well, and so far, 2 key plays early in this possession where Allegheny getting a good push and getting a good gain. Now it's already 2nd and medium.
Ball at the 40-yard line, and a false start appears to be the case on Allegheny to move the ball back. Carson Messimer, the right tackle.
Yeah, he jumped. There was also a receiver in the slot that jumped a little bit, but Allegheny going to get right back on the football. That does put them back behind the sticks now, 2nd and 11.
Ball at the 35, similar type of formation again. 2 receivers far side to the near side for Johnson. Going near side for Declan O'Brien on a dive, makes the reception at the 39. So helps to get some of those penalty yardage back. Set up shop on 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, and there you see just a quick route, quick easy out for the top target for the Gators, Declan O'Brien. the 5'11", 170-pound senior from Norwin. Coming into today, though, one of the top receivers in all of the President's Athletic Conference in the entire country.
That is 43rd catch of the year. Johnson sends O'Brien from the backfield to the near side. Looking that way, Johnson for Declan O'Brien, and the pass is incomplete. As O'Brien was falling to the ground, just could not hold on to it. Tried to tiptoe his feet in as well, and it sets up 4th down.
Yeah, and I want to give some credit here. Your quarterback, Jack Johnson, he stood in there in the face of pressure, nearly hauling that in was Declan O'Brien. And remember, the rule in college football, you only need 1 foot to get in bounds. So if he hauls that in, he definitely has the reception there. Even though that ended up being a failed possession, something that Coach Lair told us earlier this week, Austin, he wants every drive to end in a kick. He does not want the ball to get turned over. No fumbles, no interceptions. Every drive ends in a kick.
And that one punted away to Voiland, who returns it past the 35-yard line and out of bounds at the 37. So Carnegie Mellon, nationally ranked in Division III football last week, a surprise against a really solid Grove City team. 4-0 entering today against Washington and Jefferson. And after today, Grove City winning 31-24 at home against W&J. Sitting all alone at the top. Carnegie Mellon 3-1 entering today, and Allegheny, as you see, at 2-2. Hands to the face penalty called on Carnegie Mellon. So instead of good field position at the 37.
Correction. It'll be half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick.
Ends up being half the distance to the goal after the result of the kick. And the ball being moved back significantly inside the 15 and spotted at the 14. For Ben Mills, the senior quarterback from the Woodlands, Texas, 72 of 119 coming into today, just short of 700 yards on the year. 6 touchdowns as well as 6 interceptions for Mills, who winds up in the shotgun. Hands it off, up the middle. Decent amount of running room on the first carry of the day for Trey Vasiliotis. Samuel Cato made the stop. Vasiliotis made his way past the 15 to about the 16, 17-yard line. 2nd down.
Yeah, we see on the replay here, relatively short gain on 1st down. They do get 4 yards out of it, but starting back inside their own 20.
Hand it off again, Vasiliotis with room to the far side. Vasiliotis tripped up right around the 25 as Cato once again in there on the stop. This one good enough for a Carnegie Mellon 1st down.
Yeah, and you're going to see here as Vasiliotis got to the outside, Cato, a shoestring-like tackle. If he doesn't make that play there, there's actually a chance he breaks it pretty far down the field. Jathan Reynolds, one of the safeties, was really the only guy back that could have made the play.
One receiver to the near side, one on the far side. 2 tight ends also line up in the formation. Vasiliotis the back. Take the handoff, looking near side. Pass is deflected and in the air, intercepted. Taken away by Allegheny. Nigel Williams gives the ball back to the Allegheny offense.
You got to love a play from a big fella. Nigel Williams, 6'3", 325-pounder. From Buffalo, New York, 21 tackles on the season, 2 tackles for loss. I think he was as surprised as anybody that he hauled that one in, but what a big splash play for the Gators. The big man comes down with it. You see the replay here. The tip drill the Allegheny defense plays. Great play on the edge. You get that from David Babb, and then hauling it in, the big man.
And that's the 7th interception from Ben Mills. More interceptions than touchdowns pass thrown this year. And it sets up Allegheny. Great field position at the 33-yard line of Carnegie Mellon. Johnson starting to feel the pressure and goes down. Thor Trulson on the sack. Big loss of 7 yards to the 40.
That's Thor, and he just brought the hammer, Austin. A big play for that CMU defense, what they needed there. Allegheny gets the football back. They're probably thinking, hey, maybe we get a chance to just take a shot here. They didn't really have a chance at it. Thor was in the backfield almost as Johnson got the football.
Second down and 17. Allegheny was trying to set something up deep. Declan O'Brien lines up near side of the field, right by the numbers. Pistol formation for Johnson with Worship the back. Two receivers line up each side. Johnson with time, pass caught near side, and taken out of bounds right at about the 33, 34-yard line. Austin Williams, his second catch.
Yeah, Williams, that tight end. And you'll see it here if we want to take another look at it. Just really a quick out. But now it makes it 3rd and 11 for that Allegheny offense.
Needing to get to the 23 of Carnegie Mellon to convert. Similar type of formation with now Williams lining up right behind Jones, the left tackle. Pistol for Johnson, Worship the back. Bad snap. Johnson just trying to fall on it and is able to do so at midfield. Hunter Palmisano, the center from Westlake, Ohio, not being able to cleanly deliver it to Johnson. And after great field position, the punting unit comes on.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe just some miscommunication. I mean, the conditions are pretty perfect out here, so it can't really be a wet football. Now, I know CMU bringing pressure up the middle can get a center a little bit worried. But even though this drive does not end in a turnover, sort of a tough one, it's going to end in a kick, like Coach wants it to, one way or another. But you had a chance to put some points on the board, take a shot at CMU right off the bat. They couldn't do so.
Brenzik's punt bounces out of bounds inside the 20-yard line and spotted at the 14. No score with 7:40 to go in the first quarter of play between Carnegie Mellon and Allegheny here on KDKA Plus.
Why call 2 men in a truck? If you're like Joe, you need to move your business without moving a single meeting. The word stop isn't in your vocabulary. You want it handled with no hitches, no glitches, and no sweat. That's why you call 2 men in a truck.
2 men in a truck.
Here at Little Way, we have a pretty vast array of customizable promotional products, from pens, signs, mugs, water bottles, really anything you can think of. Some of the main services we provide here are screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. What really sets us apart from our competitors is our on-staff design crew and our customer service. We can really help take your branding and marketing to a new level. The main thing you can expect from us here at Little Way is quick turnaround times and a really high-quality product.
You can now get more local news on KDKA Plus. More breaking news.
Residents are being asked to stay outside of their house.
More community stories. More weather.
A couple of funnel clouds were spotted.
Weekdays at 12:30 on KDKA Plus.
Second drive for the Carnegie Mellon offense begins at the 14-yard line. First drive began with a Ben Mills interception on the tip drill, and Nigel Williams, the senior from Buffalo, New York, on the defensive line, was able to pick it off. The Tartans set up shop in the shotgun. Hand out to Vasiliadis. Cuts it back near side. Vasiliadis past the 15. Maneuvers his way to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line for a short pickup. So for Carnegie Mellon offensively, gotten a look at Mills, Vasiliadis as well. Danny Moynihan at tight end. Wojtowicz, Stacy, Reefer at wide receiver. And the change is Hunter Campbell not at right tackle today. Gabriel Bardis, late change before kickoff. Quick pass caught. Ethan Reefer on the reception. And is able to push his way forward to the 27. Slant route, picks up a first.
Yeah, and that's a big tackle again. I already mentioned his name, Jathan Reynolds, back at strong safety. If he doesn't make that tackle, Reefer has all the room in front of him. There was nobody back sort of playing center field defensively.
Now safety's dropped down into the box as Vasiliadis has nowhere to go. Tackle made by Isaiah Romaine for the tackle for loss of a yard. Defensively for Allegheny, Romaine, Williams, Salisbury, Denomi on the defensive line. Travis Deere, keep an eye on him at middle linebacker. David Williams at the cornerback position. Somebody who Braden Lair is so high on and said could be one of the best corners in program history. Only a freshman from Florida. And now a pre-snap penalty on Carnegie Mellon.
Ball start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Dustin Moss, the left guard, moved early. Brings up second down and 18. Carnegie Mellon needs the 39 to convert. Mills in the shotgun. Man in motion towards us near side. Fake the handoff. Pass is incomplete. Was trying to connect with Dominic Voilin. Sets up third down and forever for CMU.
Yeah, and that play did not have much of a chance. And how this drive has already gone, I wouldn't be shocked if CMU just sort of runs a draw here to set up a better position to punt the football. But you also have to be aware if you're Allegheny, they could take a shot. They have weapons on this offense.
Third down and 18. Ball at the 21-yard line. Shotgun for Mills. Vasiliadis the back, standing to his right. Take the handoff, looking near side, passes incomplete. A little bit of contact there on Brian Stacy, and the flag comes in late. David Babb had the coverage. Ball was thrown right to the sticks on the route from Stacy. Now a discussion at the 30-yard line from the officials. It did look like there was some contact there.
Yeah, the homecoming crowd not too happy, but I do think this was the correct
Pass
call.
Interference. Defense, number 1. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
And it wipes out what would have been 4th and 18. A costly penalty on the Allegheny defense.
And you'll see here Mills going down the field, and you see the grabs there. So I don't know if that would have been
15 yards from the previous spot.
You probably could have gone with pass interference or holding there because he had some contact. He had some of that jersey before the pass was really in the air. But either way, it's going to give CMU a first down. It just comes down to if it's 10 or 15 yards.
And it would have been short of the sticks. At the 37, needed the 39. Handoff goes up the middle. Vasiliadis falls forward to the 42. About 5 on the play will set up second down and 5. Vasiliadis entered today averaging 4 yards per carry, 250 yards on the year for the senior from Great Falls, Virginia.
I like the matchup up front, the interior offensive line. All 3 guys around the same size, 6'2", 6'3", around 260 pounds. Nigel Williams, he's the big man that already pulled the ball in, already has the interception, 6'3", 325. He could cause some issues.
Handoff to Boma, doesn't go anywhere. Big loss, the Allegheny defensive line. Swarmed in, Josh Salisbury on the tackle for loss.
Yeah, you're going to see this play go off the left side, go off left tackle. Never really had an opportunity to turn upfield. A phenomenal play by Salisbury off the edge, taking that block from Dustin Moss, the left guard, shedding the block and making the play. And now it's another third down for the CMU offense.
3rd and 10 at the 37, needing the 47-yard line to convert. Allegheny with everyone in the interior in the box. No safety back deep. See if anybody will drop. Empty gun for Mills. Set up screen. Passes incomplete and might have been intercepted on a diving attempt. It is. Vital Joseph takes it away. 2nd interception for the Allegheny defense.
Another tip drill for this Allegheny defense. We'll see the replay here in a second. Everybody clears out. It's a screen pass. Vital Joseph comes up with it. A diving effort, but again, we get a great play from the Allegheny defense, a splash play that will give the ball to the Gators on already in their opponent's territory. Now we got to see if they take advantage of it.
Play clock operator, please put the play clock at 25 seconds and start on my signal.
And Donnie, against a team the caliber of Carnegie Mellon, this is exactly what you could have asked for. Maybe better than you could have asked for Allegheny.
Yeah, the only thing that would have made this a better start for the Gators is if they punch it in on that drive where they got the interception earlier or even got 3 points off it. But you're not going to get many better opportunities than what you've gotten in this first quarter.
Now a second chance to try to capitalize off the turnover. Johnson hands it off. Short gain, if anything there. Maybe just a yard on the handoff to Miller. Let's send it down to Robert Mangino.
Thank you very much, Austin. It's great being at the stadium tonight. The energy level is just absolutely off the charts. The fan base is huge. The stands are almost completely full at this point. And they're feeling it. They're hearing it. The players on the sideline are energized by them. It's a great atmosphere for football tonight.
Yeah, the stands right by us to the near side, packed and loud. The loudest that I've heard this Allegheny Stadium in the couple of games that we've been here compared to the first week of the year to today. Johnson, pump fake, looking deep for Declan O'Brien. Double coverage, incomplete. O'Brien took a shot from Logan Young, the outside linebacker, who's also seeing some time in the secondary today.
Yeah, and that's something you wanted to, that's worth pointing out. Logan Young going back to the safety position. A little hitch from Johnson there on the pass. He tries to go to his best target. O'Brien unable to come down with it. A great hit put on by Young there at the end to prevent that.
Really forced the incompletion and also knocked O'Brien out of bounds. 3rd down and 9 at the Carnegie Mellon 37. This side of the field is where most of the action has been in Carnegie Mellon territory. Johnson in the pistol with Miller in the back. 2 receivers line up, near side and far side, all bunched into the formation. 10 seconds on the play clock. Johnson with time, rolling near side. Pressure begins to collapse in, the pass is caught. Able to move the chains to Ian Dursey for a first down.
Great movement from Jack Johnson out of the pocket. He's going to roll to his left, so across the body, he's going to have to make a throw. And if we take another look at this one, Ian Dursey, the receiver, he sort of just comes back to the route. And he ends up being open for Johnson to make the play and make the conversion on 3rd down.
Ball to the 26. Johnson now under center. Worship returns into the game at running back. We'll hand it off his way. Worship fights off of a couple of tacklers. Flag does come in, but going nowhere. Thomas Corey on the tackle. And holding the signal against Allegheny.
Thomas Corey over 20 tackles coming into tonight. A half tackle for loss. He'll get another one there. Three pass breakups, a fumble recovery. So kind of just like his brother.
Yeah.
They do a little bit of everything.
We talk about how great those guys are since the 2021 season. Both in the top 16 all-time in total tackles in Carnegie Mellon history. Thomas Corey, 186. Robert Corey, 5th all-time, 241 tackles entering today. With 6 tackles, he'd be tied for 4th with Drew Fitzmaurice, 4th all-time in the program. 2nd down and 19. Pass caught, and out of bounds is Williams. His 3rd grab to the 31 and helps to get some of the holding yards back.
Yeah, an easy little route, easy little pitch and catch there for Johnson to Williams. Williams, the second leading receiver on this Allegheny squad. 22 receptions coming into today's action with a couple of touchdowns. He's also a nice big target, 6'5", 225. So you're able to gain a couple of yards there after the penalty and after the play that went for a loss. So it's still 2nd down behind the sticks, but you have at least a little bit of something to work with.
Brings up 2nd down and 16. Declan O'Brien lines up near side right near the 30. We've seen Carnegie Mellon double team him a ton to begin this game with 1:37 to go in the first quarter. Johnson looking that way. Pass is caught by O'Brien. Maneuvered his way towards the 23. And sets up 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, and O'Brien, again, he really does a good job of understanding matchups. He's just able to curl around that defender. It was Vincent Cece in coverage. But O'Brien just able to figure out where he's at, curl around him, make the play. And now it's third down. We're going to see Allegheny use up a lot of that play clock. We're down to 60 seconds in this first quarter, Austin, and they have played to a scoreless tie to this point. I would say if you're Coach Braden Layer, you're going to take that as a moral victory so far.
First season for Braden Layer at the helm of Allegheny. Fake the handoff to Worship. Looking towards the 10-yard line. The pass is caught. Diving towards the pylon. There is a flag on the play. Reception made by Ian Dursey. He's good enough for a first down, but we got to check the marker near side of the field at the 20-yard line.
And it looked like it was on the matchup that was pitting Declan O'Brien and Kevin Arcia on the near side of the field. We see some Allegheny players clapping it up.
A face mask called on Carnegie Mellon as Dursey dove for the pylon, came up short. Ball being placed at the 3. And you can feel the energy in the building for Allegheny. And the offense has felt it on this drive as well. First down and goal at the 3. 15 seconds now on the play clock. 34 on the game clock here in the first quarter. Declan O'Brien lines up far side of the field, and see if that changes as a timeout is called by Carnegie Mellon defensively. It's first and goal coming up on the 3. For Carnegie Mellon defensively, trying to look to get a stop because at 3-1 now after the loss to Grove City, 21-14. It was dominant performances against Geneva, St. Vincent, 2 shutouts to start the year in weeks 1 and week 2, and then a 41-10 dominant performance against Waynesburg, where Grove City surprised a lot of people, shows that the Wolverines are for real and the top contender in the PAC right now. Carnegie Mellon now maybe just still a little bit sluggish from last week.
Yeah, I mean, I thought coming out for this one, I thought we were going to see an angry Carnegie Mellon team and one that was pretty much going to terrorize the Allegheny Gators for 4 quarters. We have seen pretty even football through the first 15 and a half minutes of this one. Allegheny with 2 turnovers on defense, 2 tip play interceptions, and they've been able to move it down the field here, and they are on the doorstep. They could punch one in and be up in this game, and I don't know if that's something a lot of people expected.
3 things that really hurt teams, Donnie. Tips, overthrows, penalties. We've seen all of that from Carnegie Mellon offensively, and Allegheny looking to try to capitalize off the second turnover from Mills, now with 8 interceptions on the year for the senior. More interceptions than touchdowns. Came into today 60% completion rate, but it's been Jack Johnson has looked like the better quarterback today. Johnson 8 touchdowns, 2 picks, 61% completion rate, just about the same spot as Mills. 87 of 142 coming into today for over 1,000 yards passing. So Allegheny at 2-2, Carnegie Mellon at 3-1. First down and goal at the 3. Play clock reset to 25. 30 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of play. Austin Bechtold, Donnie Chedrick, Robert Mangino down on the sideline here on KDKA Plus. As Johnson lines up in the pistol. Worship the back. Hands it off to Worship. Worship fights back inside. And the pile collapses down right at the line of scrimmage at the 3, maybe moved back to the 4.
And here is where it's going to be toughest for Allegheny to punch this in. Once the field gets small, CMU is going to be able to stand up defensively. The big man up front, Eric Huffle, sort of like what Allegheny has on its own side, 6'3", 325. He's an immovable object, and he's going to be the centerpiece of that goal line defense.
We've reached the end of the first quarter of play with zeros on the board and zeros on the clock. Let's go to the second quarter. No score between Carnegie Mellon and Allegheny. Back for the second quarter up next on KDKA Plus.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoy world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails, and one-of-a-kind food items. Celebrate an Allegheny win with the newest fall cocktail, Gator Juice. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than the Voodoo Production Facility and Event Space for your next event. For more information, visit VoodooBrewery.com.
For us, this is not just a job. This is our mission. Providing great patient care. Delivering babies. Healing hearts. Detecting cancer early. Stitching wounds. And holding your hand through it all. Proudly serving our community for over 125 years. Washington Health System.
Here at Loway, we have a pretty vast array of customizable promotional products, from pens, signs, mugs, water bottles, really anything you can think of. Some of the main services we provide here are screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. What really sets us apart from our competitors is our on-staff design crew and our customer service. We can really help take your branding and marketing to a new level. The main thing you can expect from us here at Loway is quick turnaround times and a really high-quality product.
Austin, Donnie, we're looking at a tie game, second quarter. This is exactly where Brayton Lair wanted his team to be. 2 big turnovers, and they're looking at the possibility of punching this thing in and going up 7-0 over CMU. Just what they want here at Allegheny.
Exactly what they could ask for right now. With after first down and goal, went for a loss of 1. It's second down and goal at the 4 for Johnson and the pistol. Pass near side of the field, incomplete. Was trying to connect with Williams. A little bit of contact there, but nothing for a flag to be necessary. Third down and goal.
You try to go with the end zone fade there. You see the size difference. You have your tight end, big Austin Williams, 6'5", 225, against Kevin Arcia, the corner, at 5'9", 170. Arcia, he was game. He was ready for that end zone fade. It falls incomplete. So now third down. This could be 4-down territory if you're Allegheny. If you really want to set the tone here and punch it in, you could keep the offense out there if you don't gain anything here.
Johnson was on point in that first quarter, 8 of 10 for 59 yards. He fakes the handoff, looks middle of the field, incomplete. A little bit of contact there, trying to connect with Declan O'Brien. But a lot of bodies in the same area colliding in. A ton of traffic in the end zone. Results in fourth down.
Now Allegheny has a chance to, again, Austin, end the drive in a kick. That is something that Coach Lair preached to us whenever we talked to him earlier this week. However, this time, you have a chance to put points on the board. So the Gators can go up 3-0 here if they hit this field goal to open up the second quarter.
Garrett Paxton's kick is up and good. Allegheny takes a 3-0 lead with 14:49 to go here in the second quarter of play. The Gators are on the board first against Carnegie Mellon, as so far for Allegheny this year, through 4 games, 2-2, a thriller at Waynesburg to begin the year, 39-36 as fireworks go off right outside of Frank V. Fuhrer Field. Against Geneva in the first ever KDKA Plus TAC broadcast here, 27-21 was the final score. A game that Declan O'Brien went off, 13 catches for O'Brien. And at St. Vincent, 23-19, close game, but not the result that the Gators were looking for. And then on Hall of Fame weekend last week, 31-20, the win against the Bethany Bison at home. Now Allegheny looking to try to close September, last day of the month, against Carnegie Mellon with a victory and go over 500.
This team plays an exciting brand of football. We said it isn't always a victory, but they have played probably the most exciting brand of football of any team in this conference so far this season.
And if you see the energy level, Donnie, just overall, taking away some of the stands and the crowd and what that might factor in, the sidelines, Allegheny is jumping, enthusiastic, ready to go. Doesn't seem to be the same for Carnegie Mellon, looking to just try to put their heads down and get back to business. Short kickoff, fielded at the 10-yard line. 25-30 and some room for the return. Good return out to about the 35-yard line.
And Ben Mills needs to have a short memory. That's what people will tell their quarterbacks if they make a mistake, if they throw an interception. You got to have a short memory, get rid of that, because so far tonight, 2 interceptions. So now, as you said earlier, more interceptions than touchdowns this year for the senior out of Woodlands, Texas. 6 touchdowns, 8 picks. He has been in a funk. This offense has not been able to figure out what the Allegheny defense has put in front of them here, and it looks like they're going to be bringing it here on first down.
And you'd think maybe try to establish the run again, but it's an empty backfield for Mills on first down. Man in motion, and they do hand it off that way. Near side of the field, past the 35 and running towards the 40-yard line. Well, Balma on the end around takes it for a carry of about 4.
Yeah, Balma on the season, 23 attempts, 120 yards coming into tonight's action. Had a nice hole to turn up the field, but the Allegheny defense able to collapse on it relatively quickly.
Quick pass caught near side. Reception made by Danny Moynihan, the tight end. Good enough for a first down to the 46.
Credit to Ben Mills there. He was able to stand up in the face of pressure. There was a delayed blitzing linebacker coming up through.
It's up there from Babb. As the shotgun formation for Mills sets up 2 receivers to the far side, one in the slot as well, 3 receivers far side. Hand it off. Not much there. Right back to the line of scrimmage. Allegheny defensively has been so good. That was Isaiah Romaine again, the senior at 6'2", 210 pounds from Newark, New Jersey.
Romaine, a couple of tackles for loss this season. That one won't go for 1, but it is a tackle at the line of scrimmage. And yeah, the Allegheny defense, you really have to tip your cap to them through the first 15-plus minutes. They have made plays. They have come out ready to go. They have not been intimidated by this CMU offense whatsoever.
Shotgun for Mills again. Man in motion, far side of the formation. Balma gets the carry. Balma, past midfield, has running room, gets tripped up right around the 45-yard line of Allegheny. Joseph saved what could have been a huge play, as there was lots of open running room.
Yeah, nobody had a shot. As we check it out on the replay, Joseph, that shoestring tackle, there could have been a chance that David Babb cleans up the tackle, but that's not a guarantee. He just has to get past one more guy, and then it could be off to the races, and then we could see that CMU sideline with some more energy.
Vasiliadis now back onto the field. First down inside at the 44 of Allegheny. Lots of time. Mills near side of the field. Pass is caught. 20-15. Inside move to the 10-yard line. Huge play for Ethan Reefer to set up first and goal.
A little breakdown in the coverage. David Babb lost his footing, it appeared, as Mills was going for it all the way. And then allowed for the big gain for CMU. So now they have a first and goal situation from the 8-yard line.
Mills in the shotgun with Vasiliadis the back, standing to his right. Mills, roll out right side of the field. Pass is caught at the 5. Taken out of bounds. Reception made by Matt Everett from Roswell, Georgia, junior at 6'2", 210 pounds. Second and goal.
Yeah, just one of those plays to get Mills moved down to the pocket. Rolls to his right. He finds his tight end. Everett gains a few yards. Now inside the 5.
Ball at the 4 after the completion of 4 yards. Mills in the shotgun. Take the handoff to Vasiliadis, looking towards the end zone. Near side, it's incomplete. Was trying to find Reefer again, but Babb was able to get his hand in there to deflect it away to set up third and goal.
That's a tremendous play from David Babb, the corner. We see sort of a mismatch there. They don't really do the pick play per se, but a little switch up defensively, and Babb able to get over there, get his hand in there, make the play, and now it's third and goal.
Ball at the 4-yard line. Mills with 2 backs flanking him. Vasiliadis to the right. Balma to the left. Take the handoff. Wide open man, touchdown. Will Balma into the end zone as Carnegie Mellon able to respond and take the lead.
Just a well-designed play. Balma going to be all by himself. A little play action fake you're going to see here from Ben Mills. Fake to Vasiliadis and wide open. One of the other running backs, Will Bauma. So he has his first touchdown of 2023, and CMU has its first lead.
Justin Caputo on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up and good. 7-3. Carnegie Mellon takes the lead with 11:25 to go. Here in the first half of play. You're watching KDKA Plus.
Timeout. Meeting.
The fans voted, and this week on the Steel City High School Football Showcase presented by UPMC Sports Medicine, we'll feature the Bishop Canevin Crusaders battling the Cornell Raiders in our Fan Votes broadcast. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+. Are you ready?
Looking to escape a dead-end job? We can help. Apply at 2 Men in a Truck today for a good job that can become a great career.
Sure, I'll be there at 5 a.m. I can binge one more episode.
Let's face it, you don't always set yourself up for success.
5 more minutes. Where are my work shoes?
But GBU Life makes it easy with life insurance and annuity products to help secure your future, so you have the freedom to do more of what you love.
Congratulations! Retiring early must be nice. What are you going to do first?
I think I'll sleep in.
Secure your future today. Visit gbu.org.
7-3 Carnegie Mellon, despite 2 interceptions from Ben Mills early on in the first quarter of play. Carnegie Mellon able to regroup and respond.
And Ben Mills able to get more comfortable on that touchdown drive, Austin, and he found Will Bauma wide open, an easy walk-in touchdown. A couple of routes like that, a couple of breakdowns defensively. They were able to move the football and get on the board.
Fair catch called at the 5-yard line from Allegheny. We'll set up shop. First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. So for Allegheny, with those 2 interceptions, you're only able to come up with 3 points. What do you try to do now with this offensive drive? Not as great field position after the 2 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of the first times in this game that your offense comes out here and actually has to go the length of the field. The touchback brought them to the 25-yard line. You don't have it starting in CMU territory, so you have to try to still do what you did on that drive that got you near the end zone and ended up with a field goal, but you have a lot more ground to make up.
Johnson's pass is caught by O'Brien after breaking off a tackle. Went out of bounds right near the first down marker, and Johnson is down, a little bit slow to get up. Is able now to hobble his way back to the huddle.
Yeah, he took a hit there at the end of the play, but again, his top target, Declan O'Brien. A matchup with Kevin Arcia. He wins that battle. He breaks the tackle, gets another first down. That kid is really talented on the outside, so pretty easy to see early why they try to get the football in his hands at any chance.
O'Brien entered today first in the PAC in receptions, second in receiving yards, averaging 10.5 catches per game. First down and 10 at the 35. Hand off up the middle, running room for Worship. Worship moves his way past the 40 to the 41. Good gain of 6.
And he was able to find the hole up front, just a dive right up the middle, and a nice gain on first down. So that opens up the playbook a little bit for you. Whenever you gain 5 or 6 yards on first down, you're able to do pretty much anything at your disposal.
Arcia on the tackle. Nationally, Declan O'Brien is second in receiving yards entering today, 614. Second in receptions per game with the 10.5. Third in receiving yards per game and 16th in receiving touchdowns, as well as 16th in all-purpose yards in all of D3 football. Second down and 5 at the 41. Worship on the carry again. Tries to bounce it outside, but not able to get away after making his way to about the 42. Short gain of 1 yard to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Zach Van Bennekom makes the play, one of the outside linebackers. We talked about it a little bit earlier on a play that Logan Young made. We're going to see Logan Young and Thomas Corey bounce back to the safety position. Both of those guys have some experience playing the safety position. If you look out there now, Austin, that's where both of those guys are. Corey and Young are at safety.
Lining up Dursey in the slot, far side of the field. For Johnson in the shotgun and worship the back. 2 receivers line up to the near side of the field. Pass is incomplete, trying to connect with Worship. Johnson sailed it on him a little bit. Worship didn't look ready for the pass. Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, we see the replay here. And as you said, he just wasn't quite ready as that ball came in, but it would have been tough. Even if he does haul it in, he would have had to break the tackle to get the first.
Let's send it to Mangino. What do you see down on the sideline?
Austin, it's interesting when you look at the waves of momentum that take place during a game. Up until the end of the first quarter, it was Allegheny as they were driving within the 5-yard line, looking to maybe go up 7 after 2 turnovers, not able to get that, only a field goal, and then CMU driving the distance, scoring a touchdown.
Good punt from Brinzik. Trevor Brinzik sent it back deep as Voiland returned it to the 20.
Running into the kicker. Receiving team, number 23.
That'll give him a first down.
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
So a huge play on special teams, as we'll take another look at it, as Carnegie Mellon interferes with Brinzik and tripped him up late.
Yeah, you got to be careful of that. Referee throws the flag. It wasn't roughing the kicker, but since it was just 4th and 4, that 5 yards gets them enough for the first down. And here they are, the Gators. A new set of downs, some fresh life right around midfield.
Kevin Cook is the one who ran into Brinzik to force the penalty. So 1st down and 10 now at the Allegheny 47-yard line. Fake the handoff, and the pass far side is caught. Out of bounds is Williams. Goes for 5 yards.
I really like how Williams gets used out of that tight end position. They use him on very smart, short, safe routes. And he hauls one in there. So 2nd down and 5 here. Or a 2nd down and a long 4 if you want to call it that. But a decent gain on 1st down on another connection to Austin Williams.
Williams, 6'5", 22 catches on the year. Spent his first 2 years as a quarterback here at Allegheny before transitioning to tight end. Pistol formation for Jack Johnson, the senior. Fake the handoff and has time. Johnson, middle of the field, incomplete. Trying to connect with Williams again at the 35. Incompletion sets up 3rd down and 5 in Carnegie Mellon territory at the 48. 7-3, CMU leads. Allegheny 3 points off of 2 turnovers early on in this game, as Carnegie Mellon, though, was able to respond. Passing touchdown from Mills to Will Baumel, the sophomore, 6 foot, 195 pounds. $8:55 to go in the first half. Shotgun for Johnson. Needing the 43 to convert. Roll out near side. Johnson with time. Pass is intercepted. Intercepted at the 40, 45, running past midfield and being dragged down into Allegheny territory. Adrian Williams on the interception, and a late flag comes in at the end of it. That could continue to pad yardage for Carnegie Mellon.
Yeah, and you're going to see on the replay, Johnson rolls out. Johnson rolls out to his right side, and just a whole crowd of defenders there.
Offense, number 12, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And you hear from the official there, hands to the face called on Johnson as well. So he throws the interception, then he commits the penalty. Kind of a tough one there, but he takes it at the very end, as you see.
That was Mitchell
on the replay.
That fell to the ground after the hands to the face. Sold it a little bit extra, but definitely a penalty there. Definitely a foul worth calling. It moves the ball
Please
to the
put
27.
25 seconds on the play clock and start it on my signal, please.
So great spot for Mills to set up shop. 2 receivers line up, near side, man in motion. Hand it off that way. Running far side and up the middle for a gain of just a couple. McCullough on the carry to the 25.
Yeah, we'll see that jet sweep motion coming from left to right and almost turning that into an off-tackle play. That's how tight he was to the offensive line when he turned that upfield.
2nd down and 5 after the short pickup. Rather, 2nd down and 8 for Ben Mills. Everett goes in motion towards the near side. And out to Vasiliadis, trying to follow his blocks. Vasiliadis only a short gain. Makes it to the 24. Only around 1 yard on the play. Set up 3rd and long.
Yeah, Vasiliadis, he tried to be patient and tried to find that hole, but credit to the front 7 for Allegheny, not really opening anything up and making it a short gain for Vasiliadis, setting up a 3rd down situation. However, this could be 4-down territory for the Tartans inside the 25-yard line.
Zach Altenbaugh was also in there on the tackle. The Mike linebacker that's been one of the best players on this Allegheny defense. 18 tackles entering the day, and a team high 6 tackles for loss. Mills now goes under center. Vasiliadis to back. 3rd and 8. Man in motion, running far side away from us. Hand off to Vasiliadis. Gets it back inside. Vasiliadis needed the 17, dove toward the 18. Is spotted at the 19, and it'll be a few yards short.
Yeah, Vasiliadis, once he got this football, you saw he was heading towards the corner, heading to go outside, but then he turned it upfield as he found that hole set by the tight end. He was able to gain a few yards. It looks like they're going to bring out the field goal unit here on 4th and short.
That is the case on 4th and 3. It's a 37-yard field goal. Justin Caputo looking to kick it. Away and up and good. Now a 7-point game. 10-3, Carnegie Mellon out in front.
Timeout.
6:37 to go.
Media, timeout.
As we take a look at the BAC matchups today, Grove City downed W&J 31-24. Case Western at Bethany today. Waynesburg at Teal. St. Vincent and Geneva, also 7 o'clock kickoff. And tonight's primetime matchup between Carnegie Mellon and Allegheny. A lot of good games still on the schedule coming up. Washington and Jefferson against Carnegie Mellon. One to keep an eye on. Next week, Allegheny at W&J. That'll be our next broadcast here on KDKA Plus. So the 2 main places that we've been at this year, 2 broadcasts at Allegheny, 2 at W&J, will converge in Washington, Pennsylvania for the Gators and the Presidents. 2 o'clock kickoff, October 7th, next Saturday, right here for D3 College Football on KDKA Plus.
Allegheny going to be catching 2 teams that are coming off tough losses in back-to-back weeks. Teams that aren't used to losing. CMU tonight, W&J next week.
Low kick, squibs a couple of times, and just falling down at the 30-yard line on the Allegheny return. We'll set up shop just at about the 31. For Jack Johnson, looking to try to get something going here. Turnovers have been a key part of the early story, but now as Carnegie Mellon has found an offensive rhythm and has really started to control the clock, time of possession favoring the Tartans ever since the field goal from Allegheny, the Gators and Braden Lair need to try to find a response. Johnson lines up in the pistol, hands it off. Running room for Miller. Miller still going, able to stay on his feet and stumble his way to the 44 for a pickup of 11.
Yeah, Curry Miller, the second running back on this Gator squad. That's a tough run. We saw here about midway through the run, he had to put the hand down, had to keep his balance, and he did so to gain 3 or 4 extra yards. He gets the first down, and something that Coach Layer wanted to do, he wanted to be the team that set the tempo. He wants to be the team that takes 39 seconds off that 40-second play clock, because he told us, as long as we keep that Tartans offense off the field, I like where we're at. And right now they're only down a possession with about 6 minutes to go until the locker room.
Pistol formation again. Johnson hands it off. Running room again for Miller. See, he continues to fight his way past defenders to midfield.
And he took a pop. Leighton Tark came up to make the play. We'll see on the replay again here, though. Miller, he finds that little hole up the middle. There wasn't much for him to work with, but still a good gain on first down. 2nd down and 4, ball right at midfield.
It's good for a gain of 6. That was a big hit that Miller took right at midfield. He's now off the field in favor of Trey Worship. Williams, the tight end, lines up in the slot far side. Play fake, trying to go deep for Declan O'Brien, just overthrown by a step. Johnson led O'Brien by just about 1.5 yards in what could have been a walk-in touchdown.
And O'Brien a little out and up and trying to pump fake the defenders. We'll see the replay here. Little bit overthrown. If he catches him in stride, we are an extra point away from this thing being all tied up. But you see again, the best target for Allegheny, finding space, getting open, just trying to get the ball in his hands here. You want to try to do it on 3rd down. You don't have to go all the way down the field. 3rd and 4, you don't have much to get.
Miller returns in the backfield on 3rd down and 4, needing the 46, and a timeout called by Allegheny beforehand. First timeout used by the Gators with 4:57 to go in the second quarter of play. 10-3, the Carnegie Mellon Tartans lead Allegheny on KDKA+.
When you step through that door or shake their hands, will you be prepared? When you stand up for a client or walk into that meeting, will you be ready? Ready to prove to them that you deserve to be there?
When you come to Washington and Jefferson, you will be.
Washington and Jefferson College. Are you ready?
What keeps you moving? Is it your grandkids learning to ride a bike? Or Fido wanting to go for walks? At Washington Health System Center for Orthopedic Excellence, our highly trained team offers a wide variety of services, all tailored to your specific needs. Don't let pain or injury stop you any longer. Choose Washington Health System for your orthopedic care and take your first steps towards recovery and a healthier, more active life.
My name is Loretta, and this is Special Olympics Pennsylvania.
Special Olympics Pennsylvania is competition.
Special Olympics Pennsylvania is leadership.
Special Olympics Pennsylvania is life-changing.
Special Olympics Pennsylvania is unified.
Special Olympics Pennsylvania is inclusion.
Third down and 4 coming up for the Gators after the Allegheny timeout. Declan O'Brien isolated as the near side receiver right at the 50-yard line. Austin Williams also lining up in the slot near side. There's a lot of movement right off the snap. Carnegie Mellon might have jumped into the neutral zone, but then Declan O'Brien took a step. See who it's called on.
False start. Offense, number 59.
On O'Brien.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So, Donnie, wonder if O'Brien was just trying to react to Carnegie Mellon appearing to jump into the neutral zone there.
It looked like a lot of movement from the Carnegie Mellon side, and I thought they had crossed over into that neutral zone, which would have drawn a flag, but the Gators end up being the guilty party.
5-yard penalty moves the ball back to the 45. 3rd down and 9 for the Gators. And another timeout used by Allegheny.
Timeout, Allegheny. Their second timeout of the first half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
So the Gators again want to talk about it, knowing the importance of this drive. As we want to thank our sponsors for being a part of this D3 college football season here on KDKA Plus, Washington Health System, Voodoo Brewing Company, 2 Men in a Truck, GBU Life, and Luay Athletics for being our official partners and sponsors of the 2023 PAC schedule here on KDKA Plus. So again, decision time for Allegheny, using the timeout before 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, ball being moved back after the 5-yard penalty to the 45 to set up 3rd down and 9. And that is the difference, those 5 yards, really in play calls and what you can do now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real difference in your playbook whenever you go from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9, because you're thinking 3rd and 4, maybe we get something just to the sticks, and maybe if it's 4th and inches, we go for it on 4th down. In this case, you need some routes. You need something in that route tree from your receivers that go beyond the sticks. You want to get something 10 to 12 yards at least down the field.
Pistol for Johnson. Has time. Johnson over the middle for O'Brien, incomplete. Allegheny wanting a flag. It was broken up over the middle by Thomas Corey. As we'll take another look.
Yeah, we're going to see Corey again playing that safety position. He's going to come up and make the diving effort. I think it was a good no call there by the officials because they try to get it in their hands of their best target, their best receiver, Declan O'Brien. He goes on that post pattern, but it just falls incomplete.
There was great protection picked up by Miller as Carnegie Mellon was bringing the blitz up the middle, and Miller was there to buy time for Johnson to deliver that ball, but not good enough to be able to make a completion on it on the attempt as Brinzick's punt delivered to the 20-yard line. On the return from Boylan. Boylan towards the 30. Dives right to that spot. And a solid spot for Carnegie Mellon to set up shot with 4:43 to go in the half.
Now this is a very big possession for the Allegheny defense for a few reasons, because right now you're down by a touchdown. CMU with just under 5 minutes to go, they don't have to run any sort of hurry up offense. They can sort of just do their thing. They can be methodical, go down the field. You want to hold them out of the end zone because CMU going to get the ball once we start things in that second half, so they can do a little double dipping. If they go down and score here, they could open up and score, and then it's a completely different ball game than what we're looking at right now.
2 timeouts for Carnegie Mellon to work with as well. Plenty of time. First down and 10 at the 30. Take the handoff. Mills over the middle. Pass is caught. Ethan Reefer for a first down and a pickup of 16 yards to the 46.
And Reefer, the senior out of Maryland, just a post pattern across the middle. And again, Jathan Reynolds, that last line of defense, he does make a sure tackle, because if Reefer gets through that one, he's going to the house.
Mills took a big shot at the end of that play, but was able to get up really without any pain. Assessed, is now looking to throw to the near side of the field for Reefer again. It's caught at midfield. Forward progress will put him at that spot after he was brought down at the 49 of CMU.
Yeah, that's just your traditional 5-yard out. Reefer able to haul it in, and again, it's Reynolds. He's the first defender there to make the play, but something that gives you more breathing room to work with on second down and medium.
They've been picking on Reynolds a little bit last couple of plays. Set up second down and 6. 2 tight ends in the backfield, 1 receiver lined up to the near side. That's Reefer, one of the far side as well. Everett goes in motion right side of the formation. Handoff up the middle. Going to be close to a first down for Bauma. Vasiliadis, rather, on the carry. And is going to be short. Ball placed at the 45.
I think this is just a situation where CMU, a successful run play on second down, They do run the football better than they can put it through the air. So I think you just run the football again here on 3rd and short. You take some more time off the clock. You are in plus territory right now as they try to put more points up before halftime.
3rd down and about 2. Ball at the 45.5-yard line. Needing to get to the 44. Allegheny showing pressure and now brings it. Handoff up the middle. Vasiliadis fighting for the 44 and has it. Makes it to the 43. Needed 2, got 3. Pick up a first.
And Vasiliadis just doing enough to get that first down, and CMU back on the football quickly.
Mills hands it off. Vasiliadis again. Nothing there that time. Tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Zach Altenbaugh on the tackle. Still plenty of time for Carnegie Mellon to attack. 2:17 on the clock. Into Allegheny territory at the 42 after the 1-yard pickup. 2 timeouts as well. No eligibles on the near side of the field for the Tartans. Mills in the shotgun with Vasiliadis the back. Take the handoff. Look middle of the field. Pass to the far side. It is complete. Great catch by Ethan Reefer as he was going to the ground. Physical route there. And Reefer just able to box out the defender and make the grab.
Yeah, going toward the sideline, having to jump up for it and make the play. As you see on the replay there. And again, CMU quickly back up on the football.
Mills deep down the field, incomplete. And a flag comes in at the end of it. Looking to connect with Reefer again. Babb had the coverage on the last play. Couple of defenders were there for Allegheny, including David Williams. And it seemed like Reefer was out of bounds when the flag was thrown.
Yeah, they would have to go with holding here. It would have to be before the ball was in the air, but they're going to go pass interference.
Defense, number 24. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
It goes on the freshman David Williams from Boca Raton, Florida.
Wow. 1st and 10 for Carnegie Mellon.
I didn't really see anything there.
Don't either.
13-yard line under Gators.
So it sets up Carnegie Mellon 1st down and 10 at the 13. 1:45 on the clock and a half. Not a huge penalty. Mills sets up shop. And the shotgun. Mills with time, near side, towards the end zone. Pass is incomplete. Was trying to connect with Wojtowicz. Incomplete. Sets up 2nd down.
Little cover zero there from the Allegheny defense. No safety back to help anybody out. Nobody playing center field. Ball thrown into the end zone. David Babb ready for the challenge.
Vasiliadis returns to the backfield, standing to the left of Mills. 2nd down and 10 at the 13. Vasiliadis on the carry, up the middle. Vasiliadis past the 10 to the 5. Needs the 3 for a first. And just a little bit short of the 5.
Under 90 seconds to go in this first half, Austin. And this is a point where the Gators really have to stand up, try to just hold CMU to 3 points, because they are going to work this clock all the way down near 0, and you don't want them to end up in the end zone and getting the football back to open the second half.
Trying to double up against Allegheny. 3rd down with a minute to go in the quarter. Take the handoff of Vasiliadis. Mills towards the end zone, incomplete. A lot of contact there against Reefer, and a flag is thrown.
It was Jathan Reynolds in coverage. He comes running out of that frustrated because they're going to flag him.
Pass interference. Defense, number 7. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
And that one seemed pretty clear and obvious.
Yeah, and we're going to see this one again. Just that corner route again for Reefer. And yeah, he's got the contact. He's on his back a little bit, so that's a tough one for the Gators. So now you really got to play up, and you know what time it is out here.
Joey McGinnis to receive the snap. McGinnis, near side, into the end zone from 4 yards out. Touchdown, Carnegie Mellon. Joey McGinnis, 9 attempts all year entering today to try to score. He scored 6 times. On the 10th attempt, he scored for the 7th.
That slash package is what Coach Ryan Larson calls it. Joey McGinnis, he's like the Grim Reaper for an opposing defense. He's out on the field. You know what's going to happen. It's going to end up almost always in 6 points for Carnegie Mellon. That's now 7 touchdowns in 10 rushing attempts for McGinnis on the season.
We're a month away from Halloween, but Joey McGinnis brings a lot of fear as he lines up, and the kick is blocked. Picked up by Allegheny, but nothing going there to try to return it. So Caputo's blocked extra point results in a 16-3 score with 54 seconds to go in the quarter.
So Allegheny still has some time to work with here. Now, the offense hasn't been moving at hyper speed tonight because that's not how they wanted to attack this game, but they're going to have to try to get something done in this 54 seconds.
We take another look at the block. Nigel Williams once again involved as he's able to block it from the interior of the line for Allegheny. We'll see if that ends up being costly. How the Gators are able to respond to that, and also anything gets going here. Usually you judge off what? The first play, maybe the second play to see how you want to attack this drive?
Yeah, I mean, if your first 2 plays, I would say don't go in a very positive direction. You might just go to the ground, but you also have to be careful because how tenacious this CMU team is. They still have 2 timeouts at their disposal. So if you go incomplete pass, and just run the football, you're probably going to get a timeout from CMU. They're going to come after that punt and try to make something happen there. So you can't completely just let things go if you go incomplete pass on your first 2 plays.
Another low boot that bounced a couple of times and was returned by Thorpe out to the 23-yard line. So 48.7 seconds remain. Part of that you'd think maybe for Carnegie Mellon was to avoid a touchback and taking the ball to the 25. So you're able to save 2 yards there and also to burn a little bit of the clock. Just over 48 ticks remaining for Johnson, who lines up in the pistol again. Worship the back. Williams, the tight end, lined up as a receiver to the near side. Declan O'Brien, far side. We'll send Worship to the far side of the field. Johnson, with time, steps up. Pocket collapses in on him and is taken down. Flag thrown at the end of it as well, as Johnson was sacked at the 20. Another late flag comes in. A lot of pushing and shoving at the end of it. Carnegie Mellon celebrating the sack. Clock stopped at 41.3. I'll have to check, see if there's multiple penalties here. Two officials currently congregating at the 15. Here's the call.
During the play, holding, offense, number 72. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 68. Both fouls will be enforced half the distance. First down.
Gabe McCollum guilty of the holding penalty. Hunter Palmisano, the center, the one that picked up that late flag at the end of it. So it moves the ball all the way back to the 4.
Yeah, because one of the penalties occurred during the play, and then one of them was after the play. Whenever it was a dead ball, they both counted against the offense. So here we are, 30 seconds on the clock. I think now you're in a situation where you just try to run the clock out if you're Allegheny.
27 seconds on the game clock, 17 right now on the play clock. Johnson standing in the shotgun and waiting for the play clock to go down.
Yeah, he's got his hands on his hips, so they're not going to snap the football for another few seconds.
Now, a little surprised he's in the shotgun and not going under center, just in case there is a bad snap. Clean snap, though, is Worship on the carry. Takes the ball past the 10. And that does it for the first half of play. 16-3. Carnegie Mellon out in front against Allegheny. 2 early turnovers, interceptions from Ben Mills resulted, the second one did, in a field goal for Allegheny, but that's all the points that the Gators were able to muster against a stifling Tartans defense that has helped put the ball back to the Carnegie Mellon offense to put 16 points up on the board.
Yeah, and it took CMU about 15 minutes to really get things going, but once we got into the second quarter, they were able to take more control on this ball game, go down, score, get the football back. They get the ball in the hands of Joey McGinnis, and like we said, you know what happens when he has the football in his hands. What has happened 7 out of 10 times so far this year. They're up 2 scores at the half.
Let's send it down to Robert Mangino on the sideline with Carnegie Mellon coach Ryan Larson.
Thank you very much, Coach Larson. 16-3 at halftime. The first quarter, not the performance that you were looking for from your team.
No, I mean,
That is the end
took
of
a little
the
time
first
for us to
half.
get settled in, but we
Carnegie
did.
Mellon 16, your Allegheny Gators
couple
3.
of things. The ball goes through some guys' hands. They get a pick. It is what it is. They made some plays, got around the ball, but our guys settled in. No waiver, no worry, no issue, and now we're starting to roll the way we're capable of, and so we just need to flow that in the second half.
What do you tell the guys at halftime?
I mean, it's all in our control. Everything that's gone well or not gone well, it's all been on us, right? And so nothing really changes. We'll make a couple adjustments. There's a couple things that they're doing that we need to, solid up on both sides of the ball. But I'm confident that we'll get that done. We'll communicate that pretty quickly, and our guys will be ready to roll.
Coach, thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Fellas?
Thank you, Mangino. Thank you, Coach Larson. 16-3 as you look high above Frank B. Fuhr Field at Allegheny College as we reach the break with the Tartans out in front by 13.
You want top quality roofing?
Replacing a roof isn't just shingles. It's a complete engineered system. Being Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Company, we offer free estimates from one of the most trusted and well-trained teams in the industry. With over 40 years in the business, JP Roofing is efficient and complete most roofing jobs in just 1 day.
If you're looking to get your roof replaced, hire JP Roofing and Siding. Quality long remembered at a fair price.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoy world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails, and one-of-a-kind food items. Celebrate an Allegheny win with the newest fall cocktail, Gator Juice. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than the Voodoo Production Facility and Event Space for your next event. For more information, visit VoodooBrewery.com.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspections and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
Here at Loway, we have a pretty vast array of customizable promotional products, from pens, signs, mugs, water bottles, really anything you can think of. Some of the main services we provide here are screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. What really sets us apart from our competitors is our on-staff design crew and our customer service. We can really help take your branding and marketing to a new level. The main thing you can expect from us here at Loway is quick turnaround times and a really high-quality product.
I started working out with my dad when I was 12 years old. He said, "While everybody else is sleeping, you up working. It's gonna pay off for you." Biggest decisions I ever had to make my junior year. I had my daughter at the time, so, I'm like, I gotta provide. I had the opportunity to leave early. I had to make a decision. Was I gonna leave or was I gonna come back to college for an extra year? I'm about to cry talking about this shit. Once I made that decision to come back, my mindset wasn't just to be good, it was to be great.
Allison and Michael have been in their home for 10 years, and their bathroom really needed an update.
I like doing home projects. Would have definitely taken me longer than we have.
They needed a more convenient option, so they called West Shore.
The design consultant made it really easy.
I left for work with the kids, and they showed up. Morning.
Have a nice day at school.
By dinner time, we had our bathroom.
4 times the winner of the 50-50 raffle.
I'm Mangino. Thanks a lot for watching today. Carnegie Mellon up on Allegheny 16-3 at halftime. Coming up in just a couple of moments, we'll have an opportunity to talk with the President's Athletic Conference Commissioner, Joe Ondurko, about the developments of this league and the fact that you have a team that's nationally ranked. What does all that mean to him and the conference? We'll get to that coming up and more. But we'll start off with the top 5 plays of the week. These from Ethan Pozarski from Waynesburg University.
Hello everyone, I'm Ethan Spazarski and welcome back to our top 5 PAC plays of the week. I know last week we did 10 and I know this week we only have 5, but it doesn't matter. The plays are still as awesome and still wow worthy, so I don't waste any more time for you guys. Let's get right into the top 5 plays of the week.
The number 5 play of the week. If you remember last week, we had a fumble recovery in our countdown, and we have one here too. This time it was Allegheny's quarterback Jack Johnson who would fumble the ball, and it would be recovered by Brandon Nolder. The Bearcats here would go down and score on their following offensive drive. The number 4 play of the week. We travel to Washington County, where the Washington and Jefferson Presidents played host to the Westminster Titans. Running back Owen Patricic would score out here from 49 yards out to extend the lead by 45 points for the Presidents. Patricic would rush for 88 total yards in the game and have 2 touchdowns. The Presidents as a whole here would finish the game with 250 rushing yards on the day. The number 3 play of the week. Back to Latrobe, Pennsylvania, where the Bearcats would have a little bit of a flea flicker action here. This here play would be completed to Brandon St. Preux for 21 yards. St. Vincent would punt due to a few penalties following the play. However, it's still a really cool play to watch. As we go here to slow-mo, not a traditional flea flicker, however, flick back to the quarterback. He steps up, fires in the pocket, and delivers a strike down the sideline to help St. Vincent defeat Allegheny in this game. The number 2 play of the week. We have an interception, and this time it was made by John Beard. Beard here would read the route and pick the ball as it was coming to the top of the route for the receiver. Following this play, it would help set up Patricic's second touchdown of the day, as shown earlier, the 49-yard rushing touchdown. And finally, the number 1 play of the week. This play would be another Washington and Jefferson interception, but this time by Aaron Carruthers as he displayed his toe drag swag, of which would come back for a second consecutive week as a player in the PAC and made the top 5.
I want to thank you all for watching and congratulate all the athletes for their spectacular work on making our top 5 plays of the week this week. Next week, we'll be back better than ever with our top 10 plays of the week. Until then, I'm Ethan Spazarski saying so long. See you then.
Welcome back. I'm Mangino. CMU over Allegheny 16-3 at halftime. I am joined now by Joe Ondurko. He is the commissioner of the President's Athletic Conference. And Joe, when you look at what conferences are doing, especially at the D1 level, you have these crazy people driving all over the country in order to get games going on. But your approach is so much different. Let's bring it concentrated. Let's build those local rivalries, make it easy for fans to really be able to support teams. And what a great move you guys made at the PAC.
It really has worked out well for us. When you look at our conference, we have 11 full members plus the 2 affiliate members, and Carnegie Mellon being one of them that we're seeing tonight. and everyone is within 2 to 2.5 hours. That geographic footprint really allows us to do some things others can't, and I think you see it with the fans traveling to each other's campuses, less missed class time, less costs. It's really been kind of it's allowed us to build something that other conferences just can't replicate, and especially with the rivalries in Western PA, all these kids know each other and went to high school with each other. We're just thrilled to see how this conference has evolved and grown.
And Allegheny, a great school to have back in the conference, and what a crowd support tonight on this homecoming.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, to walk in here, and we're fortunate the weather's great, which is, fantastic. But, I mean, the crowd, the stands are full. There's more out in the parking lot. These two fantastic academic schools going against one another. And, this is what college athletics should be about. That the alumni come back and have something they're proud of and can really identify with. These kids playing their hearts out. And you know what? They're all going to graduate and get on with their lives. And we've been a small part of that, and that's very rewarding to us.
What's really great to watch, too, is how competitive this football is. For people who are watching right now that are football fans, you need to check out a D3 game. You're going to be impressed.
Well, that's the thing. When people talk about D3 in a derogatory manner, I say, well, they haven't seen a game then. Because if you, especially even watching tonight, and you see these kids from Carnegie Mellon and Allegheny, if you don't think, if a player thinks they're too good for D3, come watch a game first. These guys are fantastic. Some of them could play at a higher level, D1 and D2. They choose this level because they like the balance that this level provides, academically, athletically, socially. And because of that, you're right. I mean, we built a conference now we've had 4 different champions in the last 6 years. We might have a 5th this year, the way Grove City's going. So everybody feels like, we have a chance to fight in this league and be successful. And I think that keeps everybody engaged, keeps the interest up, and has allowed us to really grow the way we have over the last few years.
One more thing for you. For people in this region who love their high school football, so many of those great high school football stars get to extend their careers 4 more years.
And that's really our niche. That's exactly right. I call it the value added. Kids can go to school a lot of places to get a degree, but we allow them the chance to continue in the sport they love, to compete for a PAC and possibly an NCAA championship. And that experience, adding to what they have academically, I think it just makes it a really great environment for kids. Our saying is, we believe in academic and athletic excellence, and they're not mutually exclusive. And I think the kids here tonight playing this game are perfect examples of that.
Joe, you're doing a wonderful job as commissioner of the PAC.
Appreciate it, Robert. Thanks for having me.
Once again, it's 16-3 CMU over Allegheny. The second half kickoff is coming up on KDKA+.
We've continually invested in the best resources in advanced dental technology to ensure gentle and more efficient treatment for all of our patients.
It's very gratifying for me to live in the community where we practice.
At our practice, we specialize in sedation dentistry, dental implants, and general dentistry.
We take excellent care of our patients so that they're comfortable each time they come visit us.
Families have been coming to DeBartolo Dental through the years. Our patients' kids and grandkids are now also our patients.
Excellent job, okay? That was tough competition, but it was good competition. It shows you what we need to work on. You can't give up, okay? And you never have. You've never made excuses. So we just get back in, we get in the trenches, we play 2 games tomorrow, and then we see what we end up with. Got it?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3. TBA!
Maya, can you come in here, please?
Already. Yeah, Dad, what's up?
Is that your brother on the TV?
Yeah, that's my brother. It looks like it's tonight's game.
But how can that be your brother? I have never missed a single game.
We couldn't go tonight. Remember, you broke your foot.
Right. Well, I don't know who's putting on this production, but without them, I'd be missing this.
(16-3) CMU over Allegheny. Kickoff coming up in a moment. First, though, a special feature senior interview conducted by our own Austin Bechtold.
Hi everyone, you're watching a presentation of PAC football. I'm Austin Bechtold, joined alongside Carnegie Mellon wide receiver Ben Condemi. Ben, great to be with you. Tell me about your journey growing up in youth football and overall why you wanted to be involved in the game.
I actually started out as a soccer player. My dad is Italian. He always wanted me to be a soccer player, so I grew up playing soccer my whole life. And it was actually my younger brother, Simon, who started playing flag football. and he always could throw the ball so far, and he was a great quarterback, and I saw that, and I thought that I wanted to give that a try as well. So I started playing flag football my 5th grade, 6th grade year. Had great experiences. My mom was a little apprehensive always of us starting tackle too young, so I didn't start playing tackle until 8th grade actually. And I just played for like the local ball club. And I was actually so skinny at the time, like so skinny for my age at the time, that I was like the smallest but the oldest player at the same time. And so I started off playing quarterback, but I always deep down knew I wanted to be a receiver. And I was also really convenient because my brother, the same one that got me into football, he was a quarterback, and so he's playing at William Patterson right now, and so it's always fun to have another brother playing. And during the off seasons, we can work out together, and really just grew to love the game because being the skinniest kid and like the smallest kid, I was never going to overpower anybody or outrun anybody, but it gave me an outlet for me to be able to use my mind and my technique and figure out other ways to sort of beat other people, and so that was always a nice outlet for me.
Clearly your brother is a very instrumental part in your football journey. What has it just meant for you overall to grow up and be able to play with him and have these opportunities and experiences that you can share with him as well?
No, it's been great, and unfortunately just the way our high school careers ended up, we never actually got to play together. But it's been great to be able to go through this process and have my parents go through this process. I'm the eldest, so them with me, they got to learn a lot of stuff for then when he was going through his process through recruiting and visits and all sort of things. So it's definitely something that doesn't have to be spoken, but it's one of those bonds that is just great to share with a family member.
Other sports can help in football and basketball, whatever it might be that you can take from one sport to the other. What do you think you learned from soccer that has helped you in football?
From soccer, I think in terms of the game differences, I think soccer, you're very aware of the flow of the game and how everybody has their instrumental parts in the strategy in the game. And so I think that sort of wide look at the strategy and the outcomes of games has definitely helped me in my approach to football. I think there's a certain component of like being physically fit and always moving, not stopping your feet. That has I've definitely implemented in my game as a receiver. We probably run a few miles each game. Like you definitely need to be in really good shape, and so just that approach growing up of always being willing to grind I think has definitely helped me in my college career.
What do you like most about playing wide receiver?
Obviously catching touchdowns is amazing, and I think one part that I've grown to love more since I gotten here was blocking, and just sort of being able to make a difference in all facets of the game, and not just in catching the ball and running after the catch, but being able to move dudes and help out your running back and your quarterback, and just overall help the team win.
Carnegie Mellon had a fantastic 2022 season. Is something in that year one of your favorite memories, or is there something else that stands out to you the most about your time at CMU?
Absolutely. No, there were so many moments during this past season where it could have gone either way, and some of my favorite memories are guys like Bobby Corey, Tommy Corey, Ben Coyne, like Zach Martins, all these great vocal leaders stepping up and really showing their passion and their emotion and just their love for the game and love for each other. And so I think those are some of the memories that I'll never forget. And in the end, like, I think above everything else, they helped us emerge victorious, and you can chalk it up to, I definitely believe we were fortunate with injuries and with whatever the way the wind blew, but at the end of the day, it was some of these guys who were just showing how much they loved everybody, and they really, really left an imprint on last season and for me forever, yeah.
Carnegie Mellon is obviously one of the best academic schools in the country, really in the world. What do academics mean to you, and what are your plans overall with your major and once you graduate from CMU?
Absolutely. I'm studying information systems with a focus in either cybersecurity or machine learning. Still seeing where that will take me. academics are very important to me, and I think very important to being a football player at Carnegie Mellon. There's been 66 academic All-Americans at CMU, and that's the most in D3 and right up there and across all divisions. And I think that's something that we take very seriously and we're very proud of. And it's all about that competitive culture where everybody's trying to build each other up. And in the end, you end up having people being really successful on and off the field. And personally, with my information systems and cybersecurity degree, I want to pursue cybersecurity in the Navy. I'm in Navy ROTC, so I hope to commission as a cyber warfare engineer. And then after that, regardless of whether I stay in the Navy or end up moving into the private sector, I hope to continue using those skills that I've learned at CMU at one of the best information systems programs in the country.
Well, that's incredible. I mean, what do you try to do to balance both football and academics so equally well?
Definitely has been a learning process. Definitely coming in freshman fall, there was that little bit of shock and awe, I would say. But I think part of what helped me transition quickly was going to a boarding school. I went to Episcopal High School in Alexandria, Virginia. And so for the 2 years that I was there, I was living on my own and practicing dividing up my time and time management and relationships and all that sort of things. So I really think they deserve some credit in how I transitioned to college. And then after that, there's no way to spin it. It's not easy. It's like I'm never doing a good job, but there's that idea of always striving to be better. And so I just try to do that in my time management and in managing my relationships with people and prioritizing people and things relative to each other. And so I'm not going to say I'm great at it, but I'm always trying to be great and I'm always trying to get better.
We're talking to Ben Condemi of Carnegie Mellon Football. Finally for you, what is one message that you'd like to give to your family and friends, and what type of impact do you want to leave on this program?
Yeah, first and foremost, to my family and friends, I love you all, and thanks so much for believing in me when I might not have believed in myself. It's definitely gone a long way in my journey, and I'm fortunate to have you guys by my side all the time. And in terms of how I leave CMU, I think there's been countless guys that I've been able to play alongside. And the one that just jumps to mind is Chris Hughes. He definitely left this place better than when he got here. And so just through, if anybody could look at and talk about like my habits or how I approached the game, how I approached anything else, how I was in the locker room, I would consider my time here as a success if they said that I left it better than I found it.
Ben, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Ben Condemi representing Carnegie Mellon Football. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Good luck this year.
Thanks.
Back here as we're ready to go for the second half of play. Thanks to Ben Condemi. He's been hurt this year and not able to suit up for Carnegie Mellon. Hope to see him back out there on the field soon. Dynamic wide receiver, one of the best out there in the PAC. At the Carnegie Mellon offense, we'll get the ball. Short kick away, fielded at the 17-yard line. 25-30, lots of running room, 35-40, out of bounds past the 45. In great field position, but a flag on the play. Could back this one up. Now we take a look at the team stats. Carnegie Mellon, 143 yards of total offense, and winning most statistical categories other than turnovers. 13 first downs for the Tartans compared to 6 for Allegheny.
Yeah, they have been able to rebound after those 2 early interceptions from Ben Mills, and they've ended up being all right. They have a 2-score lead. They have the football to start this second half just outside of their own 20-yard line. We'll see what the Tartans can do here to open up quarter number 3, but they do have the chance to pull off that double dip. They scored right before halftime. If they score here, it's now a 3-score game.
CMU 3 for 3 in the red zone, has scored every time, 2 touchdowns as well as a field goal. Allegheny and its lone trip also recorded a field goal. Bauma on the carry on first down from the 22. Just a short game before Isaiah Romaine brought him down. Second down and long. Ball placed at the 25 after the pickup of 3. Ben Mills, 8 of 13 in that first half, 91 yards, a touchdown, and those 2 interceptions. Trey Vasiliadis, 11 carries for 37 yards. About 3.5 yards per carry, and a long of 11. Leading receiver Ethan Reefer has been dynamic, 5 catches for 76 yards. Run up the middle, lots of running room, good enough for a first down. Trey Vasiliadis, one of his longest runs of the day. Denome makes the tackle. The first down to the 34.
And that Allegheny defense did a pretty good job of holding Vasiliadis in check in that first half. You gave the numbers there, Austin. Just 11 carries for 37 yards. They didn't allow him to break any real big ones. No home run hits for Vasiliadis out of that backfield.
First down and 10 for Mills. Hands it off. Vasiliadis once again on the carry. Running past multiple Allegheny defenders and dragging tacklers to the 40 for a pickup of about 6 yards.
A lot of the RPO offense for CMU. I mean, you see that a lot really at any level of football anymore, but that's the bread and butter of this Carnegie Mellon offense. And a very rare under center appearance coming from Ben Mills.
Matsuda was on the last tackle as Mills on second down and 5. Takes the snap and hands it off again. Vasiliadis up the middle, spins off of a tackler and knifes his way forward towards the 44 where he needed to get for a first down, and it is good enough to move the chains. Ball placed right at the 44. Malcolm Denome, outside linebacker for Allegheny, has been in there on multiple plays this game. 33 tackles on the year, 5 tackles for loss entering the day. Last week was named the PAC Defensive Player of the Week with a team-high 12 tackles, a sack. Also had a fumble recovery for a touchdown in the 31-20 win over Bethany to put Allegheny at 2-2 on the year. Mills looking near side, pass is caught. Reefer gets crushed right away at the 48. Strong tackle made by Reynolds defensively after the pickup of 4.
And we have said that name a lot, Jathan Reynolds. He is a sure tackler for that Allegheny defense. A few times tonight, not in that case there. He just breaks down and makes a nice play to set up second down and 6 on the short reception. But a few times tonight, he's been that last guy back there to make a touchdown-saving tackle, and he has done so.
Ball at the near side hash towards us. Shotgun for Mills. Vasiliadis the back. 3 receivers on the far side of the formation. Handoff. And dragged down right away. It was actually Bauma that was on the carry. My apologies. And the tackle for loss. Strong play made by Hammond right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe 1 yard behind it. Brings up third down and long.
And Bauma, you see on the replay here, he ran into the back of his tight end. He was trailing Danny Moynihan, the 6'4", 230-pounder. And before he could turn upfield and get off any block that Moynihan set, and now we get a false start from that CMU offensive line. That's going to be the left tackle, Sam Allagood.
Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, third down.
3rd and 8 becomes 3rd down and 13. You wonder how much it changes the play call as well as the ball moves back to the 42-yard line of Carnegie Mellon, needing to get into Allegheny territory at the 46.
This is a key situation for that Gators defense. You want to get this Tartans offense off the field, get your offense back out there, keep it a 2-score deficit.
Mills in the shotgun. 3 receivers lined up to the far side. Bauma the back. Mills with time, looking far side. Out of bounds, incomplete. Was trying to connect far side of the field to Reefer. And Carnegie Mellon will punt.
And Reefer has turned into the top target tonight for the Tartans offense. He just did a 15-yard out pattern there, but it was thrown too far into the sidelines by Mills. He had plenty of time. It was good protection up front, but the Gators do play well enough defensively to get the football back, and we'll see where they end up with it.
Punt is sent away. High kick. And out of bounds. Not allowing Dursey a chance to return it. and Allegheny will take over. Ball placed at the 23-yard line. Solid starting spot for the Gators offense. Back out there on the field after Jack Johnson was 10 of 19 in that first half. Check out this week's Steel City High School Football Showcase presented by UPMC Sports Medicine. It was the game that you, the viewers, voted for. Bishop Canevin against Cornell Friday at 7 o'clock on KDKA+. Check out Matt Fargo and Josh Taylor. Hannah Mears on the sideline. Part of JRM video production on that crew as Worship continues to push the pile forward and fight his way for a 4-yard gain of the 28.
Worship 6 carries for 20 yards in that first half. It felt like he had a little bit more than what he ended up with on the stat sheet. He has run pretty hard tonight. Curry Miller has run hard as well. He had 3 carries for 19 yards, so about 6.5 yards a pop for Miller. It certainly has felt like they have run the ball better. They just haven't been able to stick to it as much.
Overall, 15 rushing yards in that first half for Allegheny. Gators in the pistol. Johnson fakes the handout to Worship. Near side, juggled and incomplete. Looking to connect with Williams. They'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, and they tried for another easy pitch and catch to the big tight end, Austin Williams. He's unable to haul this one in. Would not have been a huge gain, but maybe 2 or 3 yards there to make it a little bit easier on 3rd down, but it would have been 3rd down regardless. There was a man right there defensively to make a play.
This Carnegie Mellon defense, another chance to show what it's capable of. The Tartans ranked 24th in the nation, according to D3Football.com. Currently leading 16-3. Johnson in the pistol with Worship the back. 2 receivers line up near side and the far side. Ball on the near side, hash towards us. Johnson, quick pass, incomplete. Looking for Declan O'Brien. But quickly, Adrian Williams broke on the ball. The corner from Peters Township to set up 4th down.
Yeah, and that was a bang-bang play. Probably could have been a flag thrown. It's one of those ones, it could have gone either way, and it would have been hard to argue from anyone's standpoint. But nonetheless, a 4th down with no call.
Definitely was a bang-bang play.
And CMU will get the football back.
Brinzik's had a good day punting. Gets this one away. Not as deep. Is a high kick. Fielded at the 38. Avoyland makes his way past the 40 and is decked by a couple of defenders at the 42. 10:04 remaining in this 3rd quarter of play. 16-3. Carnegie Mellon leads it and has the ball. Coming up next on KDKA+.
This Saturday, tune in to KDKA Plus for D3 college football as the Allegheny Gators face off against the Washington and Jefferson President. This Saturday at 2 p.m. only on KDKA Plus.
Why call 2 men in a truck? If you're like Kate, you're moving and you work hard. You've got lots of stuff, but no time to move it. You need pros, people who care about it as much as you do. That's why you call 2 men in a truck.
2 men in a truck.
The fans voted, and this week on the Steel City High School Football Showcase presented by UPMC Sports Medicine, we'll feature the Bishop Canevin Crusaders battling the Cornell Raiders in our Fan Votes broadcast. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+. Are you ready?
Carnegie Mellon football at the 42. Last week the loss 21-14 at Grove City for Carnegie Mellon. Back-to-back road games. It'll be back-to-back primetime games at Bethany, at Bethany in 2 weeks, but first, Teal at home at 7 o'clock next week. And on to Vasiliadis, past the 45, running room to the 50, took a big shot, and a flag is thrown. At the 44.
Holding. Offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Sam Allagood, the left tackle, guilty of the holding call.
That's going to erase a nice gain from Vasiliadis, and you see at the end of the play there, he lays the lumber, lowers the shoulder. But that puts CMU way behind the sticks.
Puts the ball at the 32 of the Tartans. First down and 20 after the 10-yard penalty. Two receivers near side from Mills. Ball at the far side hash. Matt Everett goes in motion, now comes back near side. Take the handoff to Vasiliadis, set up a screen. Reefer, he's got it. And some running room. Reefer, 35-40, and gets back towards the initial line of scrimmage. A yard past that to the 43. And a good pickup of 11 yards.
Yeah, nice developed screen. You get some guys out in front to block, and it's Reefer again. You see a couple of linemen go out there, find a man, but then Reefer crosses back over the other side of the field. And it goes for an 11-yard gain, so you're back to second down and 9.
Needing to get to the 48 of Allegheny for a first. Hand off to Vasiliadis. 45, Vasiliadis towards midfield and ends up being tackled down at the 48. There's a player slow to get up for Allegheny.
Timeout. Injury timeout.
Timeout.
Converts. Media
Or an injured
timeout.
player. That's Malcolm Denomi. He made the tackle, and as he is attended to, we'll take a break with 8:50 to go in the third quarter.
We raised $5,000! When you purchase life insurance and annuity products from GBU Life, you also have more opportunities to give back to your community. GBU matches donations you make up to $1,000 per member.
I have GBU life insurance. Oh, wow.
I have a GBU youth policy.
Whoa.
We've got GBU annuities. Hey!
Our $5,000 just turned into $10,000.
That's a lot of big checks. Find out more at gbu.org.
Maya, can you come in here, please?
Already. Yeah, Dad, what's up?
Is that your brother on the TV?
Yeah, that's my brother. It looks like it's tonight's game.
But how can that be your brother? I have never missed a single game.
We couldn't go tonight. Remember, you broke your foot.
Right.
And that is 6 points.
Well, I don't know who's putting on this production, but without them, I'd be missing this.
I started working out with my dad when I was 12 years old. He said, "While everybody else is sleeping, you up working. It's gonna pay off for you." Biggest decisions I ever had to make my junior year. I had my daughter at the time, so, I'm like, I gotta provide. I had the opportunity to leave early. I had to make a decision. Was I gonna leave or was I gonna come back to college for an extra year? I'm about to cry talking about this shit. Once I made that decision to come back, my mindset wasn't just to be good, it was to be great.
Third down and 4. Malcolm Denomi was able to be helped off to the sideline and under his own power. It's off the field here for third and short. Mills looking far side, passes incomplete. Trying to connect with Reefer again. Broken up by David Williams, the freshman.
Big spot for David Williams to be in. It just looked like an easy throw. It was one-on-one coverage over there. A third down and 4. But Williams comes up with a big pass break up. He knocks it out of the receiver's hand. So yet again, the Gators going to get the football back right around midfield, 4th and 4.
He's someone that this coaching staff is so high on for Allegheny. Williams is a player from Florida who could be one of the greatest in the program as Dorsey tracks back inside the 10 to the 6 to make the catch on the fair catch for the punt return at the 7. 8:27 remaining in this third quarter. 16-3 the score. Carnegie Mellon out in front. And really, you want to see from Allegheny some offensive momentum and really a little bit of an identity after it's just been the 2 turnovers that have forced this offense to get going after great field position, but nothing really materializing other than that.
Yeah, Austin, we have yet to see this offense put together a full drive and go down the field and really even flip the field position, as the officials want to bump up the play clock here. But they have yet to make a complete drive down the field and put any points up on the board. They only have 3. They had those 2 turnovers that put them in very good field position in the first quarter. That first drive where they had the chance after the first interception, coming away with nothing, was a tough one.
Johnson, quick pass. Declan O'Brien can't get away on the outside. After the short pickup, as Williams makes the stop.
And when you want to get something, you try to put the ball in the hands of your best player, your best athlete. They do so on first down. Far side of the field, a short route for O'Brien, but he hauls it in. Now it's 2nd and 5. You have some breathing room. You don't have to huddle up in your own end zone.
And O'Brien is utilized so much, but it doesn't seem like he has been to the point where Allegheny feels comfortable or really settled in his usage at this point. Trying to get him the ball early and often. This one out to Miller out of the flat. And the reception made close to a first down and is good enough to pick up 5 yards.
Yeah, that one right at the sticks. And Miller, again, making a tough play with the football in his hands. He has had limited action with it tonight, but it seems like every time he has the football, he's able to fight for a few extra yards. So he does that there, and it's a first down for Allegheny.
Mangino, what did you see?
I was able to talk to Coach Braden Layer at halftime, and he's happy with what his team is doing at this point. He's a little disappointed that the offense wasn't able to convert on those 2 interceptions and get 2 touchdowns out of that. But he believes that if he continues to do what he's been wanting to do from the very beginning of this game, they can win this.
Handoff. Good gain. Miller fighting his way forward, still on his feet. Taken down at the 25. Fought his way to the 26. Pickup of 8, about 9 yards. And Miller continues to just show his toughness for this offense.
Yeah, again, a very tough player to bring down. Curry Miller, he gets the football, and he puts Allegheny in a great position here. You see the replay. Up the middle, he makes 1 man miss. He makes 2 men miss. And then he's just a stone wall when he runs into a 3rd defender. And now we're set up a 2nd down. And they're saying it's 2, but it's a short 2 for Allegheny. So a couple of chances here to just move the sticks and get a new set of downs.
Curry Miller entered today with 83 yards rushing. Has been one of the main factors in this game. And the receiving game as well. Deep shot looking for Declan O'Brien in double coverage, incomplete. It was covered well by Carnegie Mellon. A couple of guys back defensively, including Thomas Corey.
Yeah, we've seen Corey play back in that safety position. You sort of have bracket double team coverage on O'Brien. And again, that's the best target for Allegheny. It was thrown too far downfield, so nobody had the chance to haul it in, an offensive player or a defensive player. But that was something you're able to do. On 2nd down and 2, you can take a shot like that downfield knowing that you only need a few yards on 3rd down.
3rd down and 2, needing to get to the 27. Ball at the 25, near side hash. Handoff up the middle. Miller fighting his way. Going to be close, but don't think he got there. Thor Trulson, the first man at the point of attack to set up 4th down.
Yeah, again, that big defensive front for Carnegie Mellon. They're able to make the play and hold Miller, and now we'll see the punting unit come out. So they took that shot on 2nd down, and they come up empty. And on 3rd down, they're only able to gain a yard.
And there was a little bit of frustration there from the Allegheny offensive line, including Carson Messimer, the right tackle, especially, who was looking over the sideline. Hands to the side as Brinzik's punt. Decent one, spiraling to the 40, and it's muffed. Big fall on the pile for it from multiple different players. We'll see who ends up with it. Multiple different guys tried to jump on it on both sides. Carnegie Mellon signaling that he was able to recover it. And that is the case. I'll see if we can take another look at it. As it was Voiland signaling for the fair catch, just going through his hands. And Allegheny just not able to catch a break on that one.
Yeah, I think Chris Marzo, the player that was able to come up with that for CMU, a heads-up play on his part, because that was almost a huge opportunity for the Gators. If they get back on that one, it's another short field and a chance to make this a close ball game.
It was Jaden Thorpe who was in the face of Voiland, helping to force that fumble on the muff. Vasiliadis' carry goes for 3 yards. Makes his way to the 43 and will set up second down and 7. So for Allegheny, once again, the defense is back out there on the field. We've seen it a lot. Offense has not been able to consistently sustain drives, and defense is playing a lot of snaps early in this second half of play. Whitesowicz in motion towards the near side. Handoff goes to Vasiliadis. Vasiliadis breaks out the first couple of tackles. Falls forward to midfield. And is good enough to pick up a first down after the pickup of 7.
Yeah, we're seeing some tough runs from Trey Vasiliadis early in this second half where he's just bouncing through defenders. The arm tackles aren't going to bring him down. And it looks like they're going to say this is actually 3rd and inches or 3rd and 1 instead of giving him the first down.
The near side official said it was short. The far side official was signaling first down. And the ball on the near side hash becomes 3rd down and 1 at the 49. Mills goes under center. Mills hands it off. Vasiliadis not going to get there. Allegheny collapsed in on him in a hurry. No chance. Allegheny blew that one up quickly. John Mark Crawford on the stop.
Yeah, that defensive front, that front 7, they were all over it. Too many guys coming in. They sold out on the run, and it paid off for the Gators because CMU just simply did not have enough bodies to block the amount of defenders coming in. So a huge 3rd down stop, a big tackle for loss, and now the Gators will get the football back.
And after what could have been a first down pickup, officials talked about it, decided that, yeah, it was indeed short at the 49 as the punt is away. Dursey signals for a fair catch and makes it at the 17-yard line. Carnegie Mellon lost its first game in conference play for head coach Ryan Larson. This is his 2nd year. But last season was special. Undefeated campaign for Carnegie Mellon. Ranked in Division III football by D3Football.com. Overall, a season to remember. An undefeated year for the Tartans that ended in the 2nd round of the D3 playoffs against North Central. .348 to go in the 3rd quarter. Allegheny takes over at the 17. Johnson with time, near side, skips it at the feet of Williams. Incomplete, and the pressure, seemingly Donnie helped to force that incompletion as well off the edge.
Yeah, and again, you want this to be a drive where you can try to move the football a little bit because we haven't seen the Gators do that at any point tonight whenever they have to go down the length of the field. And something that Coach Layer wanted to do was pretty much control the clock of this game. Now, CMU, they have no problem doing that whenever they have a lead in the second half. They will run the football and they will drain things out. Your defense has made a couple of stops. If you're Allegheny, the offense has to pick up the slack a little bit here.
Second down and 10 at the 17. Hand off to Worship. Second effort for Worship helps them get just a few yards. Pick up about 3 or 4. Makes his way to the 21-yard line. No one has scored in the second half of play. Stokey made the tackle to set up 3rd down and 7. And we really haven't seen too many sustainable drives that have gotten into the red zone and have really been ones where you can say definitively there was a great opportunity for points on the board.
Yeah, it's pretty much just been a tug of war for the first 12 minutes of this third quarter.
Two receivers line up to the near side, one on the far side for Johnson in the pistol with Worship the back. Johnson with plenty of time over the middle, pass is incomplete. Looking to connect with Austin Williams, and it was broken up by Thomas Corey again. Corey making a play to force fourth down, and another Allegheny punt.
And Corey was the man to do it. You'll see on the replay here, he comes from that safety position across the field. So he timed that up. He could see where the quarterback was looking, and he made it happen. So another punt coming for Allegheny with under 3 minutes to go in the third.
Really could have been a lot worse for Braden Lair in Allegheny. Could have been an interception. As a bad punt from Brinzik off the side of his foot, bounces at the 45, but takes an opportune Allegheny roll and continues to roll and stay in play. Looked like it might have been heading out of bounds, but will be down at the 35-yard line of Carnegie Mellon. 2:37 to go in the third quarter of play. 16-3. Carnegie Mellon leads on KDKA+.
Dental implants can give you back the confidence and smile you feel has been missing. Implants feel, look, and function like natural teeth. And now you can get 12 months, same as cash. Call DeBartola Dental for an appointment at 412-221-9440.
Here at Loway, we have a pretty vast array of customizable promotional products, from pens, signs, mugs, water bottles, really anything you can think of. Some of the main services we provide here are screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. What really sets us apart from our competitors is our on-staff design crew and our customer service. We can really help take your branding and marketing to a new level. The main thing you can expect from us here at Loway is quick turnaround times and a really high-quality product.
Back here as Mills' last pass, last couple of seconds, was complete to Reefer for a 9-yard pickup. Second down and 1 at the 45-yard line, needing the 46. Mills, empty backfield. Has time, middle of the field, incomplete. Was trying to connect with Brian Stacy. It's been a little bit of a challenge today to connect with the senior 6'1", 170-pound receiver. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they stacked the receivers up on that left side, but they didn't do a switch or anything with it. So the pass across the middle falls incomplete. So another 3rd down and short situation. Can the Allegheny defense step up yet again here in the 3rd?
David Williams was there again in coverage. He remains on Stacy, the near side of the field. Shotgun for Mills, needing 1 yard. Fake the handoff. Mills rolls out. He's got it. And past midfield, gets into Allegheny territory. We saw so many times Carnegie Mellon opting to hand it off to Vasiliadis, but Mills faking out everybody, rolled out far side and picked it up.
Yeah, he had the option there, I'm sure, to hand the ball to Vasiliadis, but to his credit, Mills, a very good quarterback with the play fake. He sold that well. The defense bought into it. Enough guys did, at least, and he was able to get the first down and then some over the right side.
Joseph pushed him out at the 48 of the Gators. Stacy goes in motion towards the formation. Play action pass. Mills, plenty of time, deep down the field for Stacy, broken up. David Williams jumped the route, almost had an interception, but was not able to corral it to the ground.
2 receivers went out on that play, on the play action fake, and Mills had his option here. He goes with the guy doing the out route, and it's almost intercepted. It was undercut very well. Could have very easily been taken away by Williams.
We see his playmaking ability. Jumping routes and making big-time plays for Allegheny to set up 2nd down and 10. Mills in the shotgun with Vasiliadis standing to his left. Set up a quick pass. It's caught. Spin move past the 45-40 and dragged down. Close to a first down. Dominic Voiland. Pickup of 11.
Matsuda had the chance to take him down, one of the safeties. This play comes down to him making that guy miss. He got the blocks, and there it is. He has the spin move on Matsuda. He makes a miss. Another first down for CMU.
Mills, plenty of time, deep down the field towards the end zone, incomplete. Was trying to connect with Wojtowicz, the senior from Irvine, California. Not able to do so, though, and brings up second down with 49 seconds remaining in the quarter.
And the freshman David Williams really has been solid. He has been step for step with pretty much any receiver that goes out there. He does not get fooled very easily. So whenever we hear that this is a freshman that could be one of the better players to come through this program, it hasn't been much of an exaggeration to this point. He has been as good as advertised.
Mills going to target his way again. This time it's caught. Williams on the ground is able to make the tackle, though. Wojtowicz on the reception. Juggling effort. Makes the grab for a pickup of about 6.
And it could have been another tip drill opportunity for the Allegheny defense. And Wojtowicz certainly wins in terms of the size battle there. He's 6'2", Williams only 5'8", so he's giving several inches there. But Wojtowicz does come down with it. Not a huge gain, though, for the CMU offense in the final few seconds here of this third quarter.
Play clock and game clock just about even. Mills in the shotgun, Vasiliotis to his right. See if they opt to run a play. They will. Mills looking deep down the field. Passes juggled and incomplete. Joseph was able to grab it just before.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. That is the end of the third quarter.
About just before it hit the ground, but ruled incomplete as that ends the third quarter of play. 3 gone, 1 more to go. 15 minutes on the clock as we begin the fourth. Coming up next on KDKA Plus.
You can now get more local news on KDKA Plus. More breaking news.
Residents are being asked to stay outside of their house.
More community stories. More weather.
A couple of funnel clouds were spotted.
Weekdays at 12:30 on KDKA Plus.
Allison and Michael have been in their home for 10 years, and their bathroom really needed an update.
I like doing home projects. Would have definitely taken me longer than we have.
They needed a more convenient option, so they called West Shore.
The design consultant made it really easy.
I left for work with the kids, and they showed up. Morning.
Have a nice day at school.
By dinner time, we had our bathroom.
This Saturday, tune in to KDKA Plus for D3 college football as the Allegheny Gators face off against the Washington and Jefferson Presidents. This Saturday at 2 p.m. only on KDKA Plus.
To the fourth quarter we go. 16-3, Carnegie Mellon leads Allegheny. Primetime matchup here on KDKA Plus and streaming on CBS News Pittsburgh. Through 3 quarters, Ben Mills 13-24, 132 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks. Jack Johnson 12-26, 85 yards and an interception. It's Mills in the shotgun on 4th down. Carnegie Mellon in no man's land is going for it. Needing 3 yards to convert. Mills in a flag beforehand will back up the offense.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Dustin Moss, the left
Please
guard,
reset the
moved
game
early.
clock to 15 minutes.
And I think you have no other option here to just keep your offense out here anyway, because it's way too close to punt the football, and it would be over a 50-yard field goal if you bring your field goal unit out here. So just keep the offense out here. You might just have to change up the play a little bit, but still a big 4th down that the Gators need to stop.
Mills now takes a couple steps back and looks to Pooch punt it away. He does. Ball bounces towards the 5 and is stopped by a Carnegie Mellon special teamer. Great job of downing the Gators inside the 5. Ball placed at the 4.
And you're not going to get a better pooch punt than that. And again, you're asking this Allegheny offense that has not been able to move the football down the field really whatsoever. You're asking them to go almost the entire length, having it inside the 5-yard line.
14:50 to go in regulation. Thor Trulson has been great for Carnegie Mellon defensively. 3 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss. Joey Orlando with a sack as well. And the Gator offense not scored since halfway through the first quarter. Back out there and backed up at the 4. Johnson standing in the end zone in the pistol with Worship the back. Handed off his way. Worship breaks off of a tackle with running room. Gets a first down past the 15 to the 17. And a great first down play for the Gators to get this drive going.
Very nice gain on your first play of that drive from Trey Worship. You really needed that for this Gators offense. You give yourself breathing room. It really seems to me like they have, it seems like they have run the football better than they really have.
Overall, running the football for Allegheny, 32 yards through 3 quarters. But a lot of that is factored in off of sacks as well and total rushing yards. Take the handoff for Johnson, looking deep. Wide open man down the field. Dursey incomplete. He overthrew him. Could have been a huge chunk play.
Yeah, Dursey, not a huge target, only 5'10", the guy out of the slot, but he got behind defenders. And if he catches that in stride, we're talking about a team that has had trouble moving the football. They would have gone 97 yards in 2 plays.
It's a completely different play result for Allegheny and a completely different score. You're right, Donnie, as it brings up 2nd down and 10 at the 17. Handoff goes to Worship. Worship stopped at the 20. Only a pickup of 3.
One of those big defensive linemen clamped onto him, and then he got cleaned up. But he was able to gain a few on 2nd down, so 3rd down and a long 7 or 8.
But that misplay, we talked about it. Tips, overthrows, and penalties. There's the overthrow from Johnson trying to connect with Dursey, who had no one around him. He lines up on the far side. Johnson in the pistol. 3rd down and 7, needing the 27. Johnson looking in the direction of O'Brien. Incomplete. Looked like a lot of miscommunication as O'Brien cut his route short. It was broken up and forcing 4th down. That was Kevin Arcia.
We see here he's trying to get to his best target. If we get another look at that one, it was O'Brien. O'Brien was the intended target. He just kind of stopped on his route. So there was something in terms of miscommunication, like you said, that had to be up there, and that makes it 4th down, so another punting situation for Allegheny.
Brenzick gets it away. Low kick. Fair catch called for by Voiland at the 48. So we talked about for
timeout
Allegheny
on the field. Media, timeout.
The importance of just trying to control the clock and do what you can, but now it's Carnegie Mellon looking to try to do the same with 13:22 to go. 16-3, the Tartans lead as we take a break on KDKA+.
Maya, can you come in here, please?
Already. Hey, Dad, what's up?
Is that your brother on the TV?
Yeah, that's my brother. It looks like it's tonight's game.
But how can that be your brother? I have never missed a single game.
We couldn't go tonight. Remember, you broke your foot.
Right.
Well, I don't know who's putting on this production, but without them, I'd be missing this.
When you step through that door or shake their hands, will you be prepared? When you stand up for a client or walk into that meeting, will you be ready to prove to them that you deserve to be there?
When you come to Washington and Jefferson, you will be.
Washington and Jefferson College. Are you ready?
A 2 man and a truck
We'll treat you and your belongings like we'd treat our own grandmas.
Here we go! Welcome.
Whether we're moving you across town or even across the country.
The fans voted, and this week on the Steel City High School Football Showcase presented by UPMC Sports Medicine, we'll feature the Bishop Canevin Crusaders battling the Cornell Raiders in our Fan Votes broadcast. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+. Are you ready?
16-3 right now, the CMU over Allegheny. And Austin and Donnie, you know, Allegheny's defense really stepping up big tonight, and they owe it to two Davids, David Williams and David Babb at corners, really making life difficult for the quarterback over at CMU, Ben Mills, who's used to being able to throw the ball all over the field.
Yeah, credit the Davids. They've made plays, especially Williams, man. We've highlighted him a lot. He's been really fantastic on the outside against anybody that Carnegie Mellon tests him against.
And those are two guys that are going to be presumably back on this roster next season. David Babb, only a junior. David Williams, only a freshman. And he has been one of the best defenders on the field on both sides tonight.
Mills in the shotgun on 1st down and 10 at the 48 of Allegheny. Vassiliadis on the carry. Pyle pushes forward for a good gain. That's 6 yards to the 43. Brings up 2nd down and 4. Needing to get to the 38 to convert a 1st down, and expect to see a lot of running plays from Carnegie Mellon as Vassiliadis bounces it back inside after initially going outside. Picks up a 1st down and does stay in bounds. There is a late flag thrown at the end of it at the 25. Williams was involved there at the very end of the play. And a discussion by the officials at that spot. It looks like this is going to go potentially for unsportsmanlike. Let's take another look at it.
There is no foul for unnecessary roughness. Results of the play is a 1st down.
So after discussion, no penalty. So ball at the 35, 1st down and 10.
And CMU has no problem being a team that milks the clock. They have a 2-score lead. They're not worried about beauty points here. They're not worried about making the game look better to them than what it is. They're up by 2 scores. They have no problem taking minute by minute off this clock as we go on in the 4th.
This is an offense with 16 points, averaging 31 per game. And is only allowed defensively just under 8 points per game, 227 yards as well. Pass is caught. Tackle made by Reynolds defensively to the 29-yard line on the catch by Reefer.
And Mills was facing a delayed blitz from this Allegheny defense, but he stood in there and was able to make a strong throw. So it sets up 2nd and relatively short, 2nd and 4.
We've seen that a lot on both sides, that the pressure has been collapsing in, but not gotten home to record a big defensive play. Not too many sacks as Mills starting to face the pressure, dumps it off, incomplete. At the feet of Matt Everett. Incompletion sets up 3rd down.
2nd play in a row, Isaiah Romaine has been the guy to get his hands on Ben Mills. The one play ago, he was just a little bit short on it whenever Mills completed the pass. That time, he forced him to just throw one into the ground. And again, it sets up a 3rd down situation, but you have to think where the football's at on the field. This is 4-down territory for this Tartans offense.
Big play. The next 2 plays are going to be critical to see what happens the rest of the way. 11:48 on the clock. 3rd down and 4. Shotgun for Mills. Hands it off. Vassiliadis, lots of running room. 25-20. Vassiliadis 15-10. Vassiliadis into the end zone. But a flag is thrown at the 27-yard line. Allegheny's pointing that this one's coming back.
And it is the official already giving the indication. We'll wait to hear who it's on.
Holding. Offense, number 86. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Get one of those guys out on the edge. That was responsible for springing that run. Vassiliadis The off-tackle play, he did find the end zone, but this pushes them way back. Now it's 3rd down and behind the sticks, and the Gators defense looking to make another stop. They really have stepped up pretty big tonight to only hold this CMU offense to 16 points. You really have to credit what this unit has done.
Tim Ward, the senior wide receiver from Washington, D.C., the one guilty of the holding penalty, that backs the ball up to the 37. 3rd down and 12. Mills stands alone in the shotgun. Mills with time, near side of the field, one-on-one coverage, deep, incomplete. Wojtowicz could not grab it. David Babb on the coverage, and the ball just slipped through his hands.
Mills put this one right on the money. Probably his best throw of the night. David Babb was there step for step, but Wojtowicz, he could have hauled that in. Very well should have hauled that in. He dropped it right in the basket for him. He's unable to come up with it. So Allegheny does get the CMU offense off the field, but Ben Mills put it right there. They get away with one a little bit.
Carnegie Mellon went from a touchdown taken back from a holding penalty, then a deep ball that could have resulted in a score as well, incomplete. Now the punt away, trying to pin the Gators deep again. Allegheny will let this one bounce. It takes a favorable Gators bounce and a horizontal roll to the 13. Coming up for Carnegie Mellon, after today's matchup, it is back-to-back road games. But now Teal for week 6, back at home for CMU. And then at Bethany, week 7, and then a huge matchup, week 8 at home for the Tartans against Washington and Jefferson. As now everybody is playing catch-up to Grove City. Johnson in the pistol. Curry Miller the back. 11:26 on the clock. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side as well. And off to Miller. Miller still going, fighting his way towards the 20. There's a tough physical runner. Continue to say it because it just continues to be the case the way he runs.
Yeah, and Miller is not a big kid. 5'9", 185, the senior from Ligonier Valley. Coming into tonight's game, 83 yards on 24 attempts, but he has been a bowling ball whenever he gets an attempt with it, rocking around the defenders. And again, a 2nd down and short is what he sets up there.
Similar formation once again on the carry is Miller, but this time not much there at all. Ends up losing a yard from the 20 back to the 19. Helmet came off at the end of it as well, as Worship will come on for 3rd down. So needing to get to the 23, it's 3rd down and 4. A big play here for Allegheny. You punt this football away again in a 2-possession game. Yes, you do have 3 timeouts, but need to find an offensive identity here.
I think you have to set something up to get the football in the hands of Declan O'Brien.
He's been quiet in this 2nd half. Johnson looking middle of the field. Double coverage, incomplete. Was trying to find Eric Dennis, who does not have a catch today. And now the punting unit comes back on.
And O'Brien was on the opposite side of the field, but he was well covered. So the defense, we said it at the outset that CMU, what they do so well defensively. O'Brien has had some receptions tonight, but they have not let him beat him. They have not let O'Brien get past them defensively, get behind them at any point. They do such a great job at not letting the best player on the opposing team take things away from them.
A low snap, and Brinzik was able to pick it up cleanly. Voiland lets it roll, and Allegheny picks it up at the 41. Ball at the 41-yard line of Carnegie Mellon as the Tartans offense will take over again. 10:08 remaining in this game. The next game you can find us here on KDKA Plus. Next Saturday at 2 o'clock. Allegheny, Washington, and Jefferson. The Gators back-to-back weeks on KDKA Plus, featured in our D3 college football game of the week as we begin the month of October at Washington and Jefferson. W&J beat Teal last week. Teal beat Waynesburg this week as the Yellow Jackets remain winless on the year. Shotgun for Mills. Hands it off. Vasiliadis. Patient run results in a 3-yard pickup to the 43. Romaine on the stop again. Donnie, you pointed him out a lot. He's been very active on the defensive line.
Yeah, he has had a very nice night. Isaiah Romaine, he's right up there for me with David Williams, the two guys on this Allegheny defense that have impacted the night the most.
Brings up 2nd down and 6 after the pickup of 4. Man in motion towards the near side. Vasiliadis again on the carry. Has running room. Runs into a wall at the 49. Got 4 yards on the carry. It sets up 3rd down and short as Carnegie Mellon continues to just try to stack up this drive with running plays and burn clock.
CMU is more than content with how these last 2 plays have gone. They get a 3 or 4 yard gain on 1st down, a 3 or 4 yard gain on 2nd down, and now under 9 minutes in this 4th quarter, it's 3rd down and 2. They're going to milk the clock as much as they can here with a 2-score lead.
10 seconds on the play clock. At the snap, Vasiliadis gets the 1st down. Barrels his way in Allegheny territory. Makes it to the 47 on the pickup of 4.
And even when there's not much space created by that CMU offensive line, Vasiliadis able to find enough, find a lane, get that 1st down. And CMU will keep it moving. And again, before you know it, there's not a whole lot of time left for what Allegheny can do with the football.
Not much at all. As Mills lines up in the shotgun. No back near him. 2 receivers to the near side, tight end on that side as well. Mills, plenty of time. Deep shot, open man, incomplete. Was trying to connect with McCullough. Sets up 2nd down.
Yeah, so it was a 4 wide receiver set. They had them stacked to the right and then just kind of staggered to the left. 1 man goes deep. Mills had him a little bit overthrown as McCullough unable to haul it in, but a shot worth taking there.
That touch pass.
You're able to milk some time off. A shot worth taking to try to put a dagger in this thing.
Yeah, Mills does that touch pass to try to drop it in the bucket. Not able to do so. Bauma on the carry. He's able to get a solid gain to the 40. It gets 7 yards. Now 3rd and a lot more manageable. 3rd down and 3, needing the 37 of Allegheny as this Gators crowd tries to rally behind the defense.
And you should have so much confidence in the CMU defense that no matter what happens on this play, your options are open. You don't necessarily have to punt the football away. You can keep the offense out there too, because even with a defensive stop.
Vasiliadis on the carry, fights his way, gets the 1st down to the 35. And wipes out any consideration.
Yeah, that point now null and void because you're going to keep the offense out there anyway.
And running behind this left side of the offensive line has been so critical for CMU. Hunter Campbell, the right tackle, out today. Gabriel Bardis, the freshman, 6'4", from California, starting on that right side. And it's been dependent on the left side of the line. Sam Alligood, Dustin Moss. Walnock, the center as well. And a timeout taken by Allegheny defensively.
Timeout. Allegheny, their first timeout of the 2nd half.
6:55 remains.
Converts to a media timeout.
16-3 the score. We're going to thank our sponsors for being a part of our D3 college football broadcast right here on KDKA Plus during the 2023 season, including Washington Health System, Voodoo Brewing Company, 2 Men in a Truck, The Movers Who Care, GBU Life, and Luay Athletics, Luay Enterprises, where you can find great athletic apparel, including the gear that we're wearing today, our official D3 college football merchandise. And we want to thank you for being a part of our broadcast here today. There's a lot of people that make this possible. A lot of people working behind the scenes, including everyone in the production truck. There's Jake Mislimchik on the right, our producer, and Ryan Milan as well, our technical director with a thumbs up there on the left. Corey Berger hiding there in the background. There's a wave from Corey. Madison Benedict, the assistant producer, in the middle as well. Corey Berger, our drone pilot, who does a great job with some of those shots that you saw, the aerial shots high above Frank B. Fuhrer Field. That's of Corey Berger's working. So really cool to see some of those drone shots and the whole area of Meadville and the surrounding athletic complexes, including the field hockey complex out to the left, which is pretty cool to see.
It's like at Boise State football field, the blue turf.
All blue. Pretty neat to see here at Allegheny, where the left side end zone is gold with blue lettering and blue with gold lettering on the right side of the field.
And it was a perfect day for the Allegheny faithful to come out here. They're homecoming. It's a night game. The parking lot across from us, it was labeled the tailgating lot, just a giant grass field, so those people getting after it. It made for a great atmosphere tonight. And that defense on the Allegheny side certainly energized by it.
A lot of Gators flags on the far side as well. Pretty cool environment here for homecoming for Allegheny, with tailgates at the left side, right side of the end zone as well. Ben Mills in the shotgun. First down and 10 at the 35. Handed off to Vasiliadis with running room, and now gets collapsed in. Right at the line of scrimmage as Isaiah Romaine makes the tackle. Gets about a yard. Austin Bechtold, Donnie Chedrick, Robert Mangino down on the sideline here at Allegheny. Second broadcast here in Meadville. 6.5 remaining in regulation. Everett goes in motion to the left side of the formation. Mills will throw it with time, middle of the field. Pass is broken up. Samar Wynn is the one who jumped the route, almost picked it off, looking for Reefer. Brings up third down.
Yeah, Reefer again the target, and Nguyen was a little bit behind it at first from that safety spot, but he cuts right in front of it. A tremendous play to lay out there. That sets up third down and 9. Ball on the 34, though. So this, a case where if you don't get the first down, unless you lose big yardage, a sack, or a bad penalty, you're just going to keep the offense out there because you're in that spot where it's too close to punt, too far to kick, unless you want to try the pooch punt again.
Yeah, more than likely the case, as Mills will throw it on third down. Pass caught near side. Brian Stacy on the reception. Past the 30 to the 29. Malcolm Denomi on the stop. Forward progress puts them at the 28. Needed the 25, though, so a couple yards short. And the offense remains on the field. Mills with a solid completion, but Allegheny guarding the sticks. Helping over their heads is this is the potential last chance for Allegheny to get a stop in a 2-score game, to have a chance at coming back in this one. Mills in the shotgun. Vasiliadis to back out to the left, but first, a timeout called by head coach Ryan Larson. And we'll take a break with them with 16-3 the score. Carnegie Mellon out in front with 5:31 to go in regulation.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoy world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails, and one-of-a-kind food items. Celebrate an Allegheny win with the newest fall cocktail, Gator Juice. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than the Voodoo Production Facility and Event Space for your next event. For more information, visit VoodooBrewery.com.
This awesome gift is from my grandma. I use free pay policy from GBA Life.
What does it do?
It accumulates cash value, helps protect my future insurability, and it may even earn dividends.
What's so great about that?
My policy will grow with me. Plus, I get access to the GBA Life Youth Leaders Program, scholarships, and more. You might be interested in a GBU life annuity. You're probably thinking about retiring soon, right, Mrs. Jones?
For us, this is not just a job. This is our mission. Providing great patient care. Delivering babies. Healing hearts. Detecting cancer early. Stitching wounds. And holding your hand through it all. Proudly serving our community for over 125 years. Washington Health System.
Here we go, 4th down and 2, needing to get to the 25-yard line. As the play clock is reset, and we're good to go. Mills in the shotgun, Vasiliadis the back, standing to his left. 2-score game, 16-3. Carnegie Mellon looking to try to keep the drive alive. Mills in the shotgun, takes the handoff. Mills working down the field, pass is caught. Reception made by Reefer again. Allegheny looking for a push-off. A late flag does come in at the end of it. As David Babb's helmet is currently off. Did not look very happy after that play, and a lot of yelling from the Allegheny sideline as well.
And Reefer has been the man tonight, Austin, time and time again when they seemingly not need a big play, but a timely play.
The player is down for Allegheny as well. And we'll take another look. Mills on the completion there to Reefer. And there's Babb.
The results of a play is a first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 72. It's a 15-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10. That is number 72's first unsportsmanlike towards disqualification.
That's Gabriel Bardis. Player still down for Allegheny.
And timeout for injury timeout.
That's Shamar Wynn. So as he's looked at, 5:24 to go, Carnegie Mellon leads it as the drive stays alive, leading by 13.
Why call 2 men in a truck? If you're like Joe, you need to move your business without moving a single meeting. The word stop isn't in your vocabulary. You want it handled with no hitches, no glitches, and no sweat. That's why you call 2 men in a truck.
2 men in a truck.
Here at Loway, we have a pretty vast array of customizable promotional products, from pens, signs, mugs, water bottles, really anything you can think of. Some of the main services we provide here are screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. What really sets us apart from our competitors is our on-staff design crew and our customer service. We can really help take your branding and marketing to a new level. The main thing you can expect from us here at Loway is quick turnaround times and a really high-quality product.
You can now get more local news on KDKA Plus. More breaking news.
Residents are being asked to stay outside of their house.
More community stories. More weather.
A couple of funnel clouds were spotted.
Weekdays at 12:30 on KDKA Plus.
First down after the penalty at the 33-yard line of Allegheny. Martin Wynn was able to walk off the field under his own power. Good to see for the Allegheny defensive back. So both teams still huddled up here, and it is first down after the completion to Reefer, who's been on fire. Entered the game with 17 catches, 182 yards, as well as a touchdown. 6'2" senior from Maryland. Hoping to keep this drive alive. First down and 10 at the 33-yard line. Fake the handoff. Mills over the middle. Pass is caught. Big hit on Voiland as he gets just about a yard short on the pop from Joseph.
And we've seen Joseph pop up a few times tonight. And he's there ready to lay the lumber. But nonetheless, a nice gain on first down. It's a 2nd and 1 situation for this CMU offense. And again, they don't mind running this time down.
And they don't mind handing the ball off to Trey Vasiliadis, who has been great today. Carry this time goes to Bauma. Bauma with good room makes his way inside the red zone now.
We see the replay here. Bauma gets the football. Nice lane to run through, first down, and CMU quickly back on the football here.
Running play goes for a decent gain to the 10-yard line. Nigel Williams makes the stop after a pickup of 4 yards. Mills with 25 seconds snaps it to the end zone. Incomplete. Great attempt, though, on the ball.
I'm surprised here as we are going to see the end zone fade throw by Ben Mills pop up on your screen. I'm surprised at how quickly CMU is going play by play at this point in the game. It's under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They're up by 2 scores. They're moving more quickly than what I would anticipate this late in the game.
Yeah, it really is surprising as it brings up 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 12. Mills looking to throw towards the end zone. It is incomplete. And a man is down in the end zone.
There's also a flag on the far side around the 8-yard line.
Pass into the end zone, incomplete.
And 2 guys overall.
Flag on the play.
We'll see the replay here again. This time it's a corner route back of the end zone for CMU. Another angle here on the replay. It falls incomplete. Everything clean offensively and defensively. The coverage by Reynolds. But that sets things up here at a 4th down situation from the 12-yard line.
Injured players on either side. So there's 3:52 still to go. Man, I'm losing my voice.
Upcoming schedule here for Allegheny. Matchup at W&J next week. That's a 2 p.m. start time. Their next 2 games will be here on KDKA Plus. Grove City after that on October 14th, 4 o'clock start time. Then a road game at Westminster on October 21st. That's a night game. 7 p.m. start time for Allegheny in Week 8. These guys have played, Austin, some of the more exciting games in the PAC this season, whether it's a win or loss. And again tonight, even though we haven't had a score in the second half and it's they've only scored 3 points, they have certainly kept things interesting with one of the big dogs in the PAC.
Yeah, very much so.
Time for cowbells. Time to clap your hands now for the kids in Sept. They go for the 28-yard field goal attempt.
That one right down the money. So it's still just a 2-score game by doing that because it's 16 points. So weirder things have happened, but 3:48 to go. They could score twice and get two-point conversions. So it is still just a 2-score game.
Mellon caps off a 16-play drive, takes 6:20 off the clock.
Tartans getting set to kick things off. Just under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They lead things 19-3. This one just kicked to an up player, and he will sit on it around the 24-yard line on the far side. So the Allegheny offense will come back out here with a chance to get something going. We'll send it down to Robert Mangino on the sideline.
Austin, thank you very much. You know, talking with Coach Layton earlier, he said that this defense, top 5, maybe the #1 defense in the country at CMU, and they're playing like it tonight. Donnie was talking about a tug of war that's been going on all night long. Allegheny's been going with them for the most part, blow for blow, but CMU just 19 points, really shy of what they typically put up during a game.
Yeah, Mangino, you have to give credit to both defenses. CMU's defense giving basically what we could expect. Pass out in the flat, taken upfield by O'Brien for a gain of 7 or 8. So we're around the 3:30 mark, and the Allegheny offense having to move quickly. But credit on both sides. You do have to give a shout-out to the effort from the Allegheny defense tonight, holding tough against the CMU offense. Johnson drops back, throws to his right. That one falls incomplete. Pass intended on the far side of the field to Eric Dennis, the 5'10 freshman from Houston, Texas. So just over 3 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. 3rd down and 2, and Allegheny able to huddle up and take their time with the clock stopped. But this has turned into a situation for the Allegheny offense where they can't run the football anymore, down by 16 points. 3rd down and 2, across the middle, has his man, that's complete. Ian Dursey, he was open and Johnson hit him. He's tackled after a short game, but it is good enough to move the sticks on 3rd down. You see the replay there. Coming up to make the play, Logan Young, the 6'2 senior. Shotgun snap again, and they're coming after him, and they got him. No chance for Johnson. He is taken down. Evan Roper bumping to outside linebacker, gets after him. So now the Allegheny offense having to move quickly. You see the replay there. Roper takes him down, trips to the right. Fumbling the snap is Johnson. He just has to sit on it. And we're around 2.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. And that'll set Allegheny way behind the sticks. 3rd down and long, down by 16. Johnson, the 6'3 senior, you see the fumbled snap there on your screen. 6'3", 195-pound senior from Hingham, Massachusetts. Coming into tonight, pretty solid numbers so far this year. Had over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. He does have the 1 interception tonight, but still a pretty good ratio there. 3rd and long, he's got no chance again. The defense is after him, and they take him down. It's Mitchell Stokey, the 6'5 junior from New Philadelphia, Ohio. That'll be another sack for him on the season. He had 2 coming into tonight, but with under 2 minutes to go, that puts them basically with no choice. They have to go for it here with Stokey wrapping him up. So the last few plays have just been back-to-back-to-back disasters for this Allegheny offense. 2 sacks and a fumbled snap out of the shotgun. So 90 seconds to go. It is 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 34. Ball on the 17-yard line. 4 receivers set. Johnson gets the snap, throws it across the middle. He does have a man. It is O'Brien. He will come up well short. And that is how things will end there for the Allegheny offense. And we see a couple of players slowly come off the field for Allegheny, and CMU will get things back. 1 minute and 13 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Coming up next week, right here on KDKA+, it is Allegheny And W&J, you'll see these Gators yet again, a 2 p.m. kick in Washington next Saturday. That's right here on KDKA+. 1:13 to go in this one. The Tartans bring out the offense. A couple of timeouts still left on both sides. They will run the football up the middle for a short gain. And we will just see this clock roll. So they don't kneel on the football, but it looks likely that this is where the score will end. 19-13, CMU with the lead over Allegheny. Allegheny will meet W&J next week, and the Presidents coming off a loss earlier today to Grove City. Carnegie Mellon calling a timeout. 26 seconds to go in this game. They really just have to run one more play, and then that'll be that. We'll see if they come out and just kneel on the football. But CMU going to get the win. And Allegheny, a tough loss on homecoming. This will put Allegheny at 2-3 overall, 2-3 in conference play. And Carnegie Mellon still ranked in that Division III top 25, number 24 coming into today's action. They will move to 4-1 in PAC play, 4-1 overall for the Tartans, and they will come out in victory formation. 26 seconds to go, and it will be a kneel down to finish things up. So that'll do it from Frank B. Fuhrer Field here at Allegheny College. The Tartans of Carnegie Mellon victorious 19-13 over your host Gators tonight on KDKA+.